All right. Hi, everybody. Well, hello. If it isn't my favorite community, if it isn't you, my favorite viewer, that's you, my favorite viewer. Hi, everybody. How are we? Hopefully we're doing good. Sorry, I was just getting all the social shenanigans out of the way before getting to the nitty-gritty of actually going live here. So I believe we've hit pretty much everything. Notably, I have an error here stating that you're going to get some buffering. Let me know if you're actually experiencing buffering, because I don't want that for any of you. So I can certainly change things up, but I think it should be okay. We're not dealing with any kind of issue right now. So Super Slam came out. Pretty hyped about that, right? Hyped about Super Slam. Love to see it. Something that I would like to go over today is, of course, the new set. We do have pretty much everything spoiled in the set so far. There are some things that are issues, I guess. But it is notably, just some stuff missing, I should say. I think it's only like 3 cards or something that are missing. Let me just double check here. Yeah, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. 5 cards that are missing. And they must be secrets because I can't even figure out how to find them. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go over the set with everybody here. Talk a little bit about the cards, talk a little bit about how we feel about the set. We can go into the situations such as like, is it, how do you feel about certain heroes? How do you feel about the current classic constructed meta? Do you think any of these heroes are going to be Project Blue viable? We're going to kind of cover it all as far as things are concerned. And I do think that there is notably a lot of really, really powerful cards in the set for what it's worth. I do know that a lot of cards came through and they just look so good. And I just can't get enough of, like, I don't know. I definitely feel a power creep happening, I guess I should say. I'm noticing a power creep, but obviously with Guardian and Brute being 2 of the most go tall kind of heroes, it's going to seem a lot more like that too. So obviously we can take a look at the first thing here. The Fable. Right, another generic resource gem that says when it's pitched, defense reaction cards an opponent plays cost an additional 1 resource to play this turn. Do I like that card? No. Hey Topple, how are you? Yeah, definitely a lot of creep, a lot of power creep. But authority. There's a place, there's a weird place in which it makes sense, right? If you want your opponent's defense reactions to cost an additional 1, then it would behoove you to have this, because it means that their 0 for 4 defense reactions are a 1 for 4 defense reaction, which means they either have to use a tunic resource or they have to pitch a card in their hand. If they don't have a card in their hand, they can't pitch it. But if you're usually sending a 0 for 4, you're not really pitching for it. So in maybe like Ira, this is not a bad card. Syndra maybe isn't terrible either. Yeah. I think obviously like it makes it pretty simple to think like Assassin probably runs this, right? I would think notably that if I were to play this card, this gem right here, it would go into like Slippy. And the reason being is because it just means that anytime I pitch it, it's going to end up going into, it's going to end up getting a pretty powerful turnoff, right? But it doesn't block, which kind of sucks. So it makes it for a little bit of an easier plan if you're trying to do like the Justinic stuff, right? But Authority of Ataya doesn't really seem to do much here. But if there's some use for it, right? Again, you know, we saw Riches of Trobaldani, and that was just like insane. Now we're taking a look at Authority, and Authority on its face probably doesn't seem as powerful, but anytime anything says generic resource gem, and you can get it for like $100, maybe less, buy it, because that shit is so cheap. And any generic resource gems you should pick up for, if you can pick them up for cheap, you should. Kind of hard deals with this card. It's not the craziest gem, but it's a good crap. It's good as crap for some tall heroes, good in the set. You know, absolutely. I don't think that there's like a world in which it actually becomes like incredibly viable, but you know, if you're trying to deal an on hit to your opponent and Authority says you have to pay extra for that, that's not terrible. So, but of course, you know, as it goes, right? Of course, we've got the Tough Nut stuff. Now, Tough Nut looks to be pretty fun and limited. I don't know how well Tough Nut's going to be in Classic Constructed. Obviously, with my spoiler card being tied into Tough Nut, I had certainly thought that this was going to be a fun little thing in the set to make, right? But 3 Intellect and Rock just does not seem like a viable strategy when most of the heroes can just fucking cheat. And I don't mean that like the reviled heroes. I mean like most heroes can just cheat, you know? Like you get all these different interactions, and if you're not playing defense reactions because you want to keep 6s and high resource cost cards in your deck so that you could play Rock, you're not going to be playing D-Reacts. If you're not playing D-Reacts, Assassins just get to blow you the hell up. Like, and especially with only 3 cards in your hand, you get blown up. Notably, Dio also blows you up. Puffin blows you up. Verdance probably blows you up for sure. I think Florian probably blows you up. There's a lot. So, yo, what's up, DJ? How are ya? Good to see you, man. Hope all's good with you too. We're just going over the set spoilers for the new Flesh and Blood set. So just doing some chit chatting about some new stuff here. But yeah, I don't know. Tough Nut's going to be a very interesting hero. Somebody out there with more brains than me is going to have to break this hero with no brains, because it definitely seems wrong that they have 3 Intellect, like because technically they have 4 Intellect, right? Because they can pitch from the top of their deck, so they technically have a card in which they can block, you know, they can send with that. But like, you're taking so much damage, and most of your deck is just like hopefully 2 card 8s, maybe even 1 card 8s, but it is hard pressed to think that somebody with 3 Intellect is going to do well into the meta, but we'll see. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There's some good stuff in here. I actually got a spoiler card for from the set. So we did a whole spoiler video. I don't know if you checked it out on my channel yet, but we did a spoiler video for a thing, and I think I did pretty good on it. I think a lot of people in the community really enjoyed the content in the video, so I'm happy I was able to do that. And of course, you know, big shout out to LSS for allowing me to spoil a card for the set for the first time. It's the first time I've ever been given an opportunity to spoil a card, and I hope there are many more in the future. So moving on here, Tough Leather Boots is obviously the new common card. Control Toughness and Vigor token. This gets +2 defense, Blade Break. So that's kind of cool because it's 3. This blocks for 3. That's kind of insane. It's only for Tough Nut. Only Tough Nut can run this card. It blocks for 3, but you have to have a Toughness and a Vigor token. So it's effectively kind of like the Raw Meat and the Beckoning Applause cards from Heavy Hitters. So pretty cool to see that you got a bunch of value there. But of course, I don't know if that's going to see play, obviously, in Constructed. For Classic Constructed, it might see play in Project Blue because theoretically a 3 block on equipment is really good. but you again have to have a toughness and a vigor token. And I don't think that there's a goblet, right? A drink that gets you a toughness and a vigor token. Not that I can tell, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, in limited, probably a banger. In CC, probably not. Then let's talk about Good-Natured Brutality. This is actually a really crazy good card. Just because effectively it's a block 6, right? Block 6 is just good. And the only thing you have to have there is you have to have no cards in your hand. So you have to have no cards in your hand. So you have to, has to be your only card in your hand. You block. It blocks 6. And then the crowd cheers you, which means you get a toughness token. And then, you know, you're cheered on for that thing or whatever. So in that scenario, you carry on a toughness token into your next turn. And then also on top of it, of course, you block 6. But this is also a 2-power 6 attack. It seems like a lot of what Tough Nut wants to do is have yellow 6s. Yellow 6s tend to be like the key thing. But I don't really know whether or not... I think this is something that I genuinely have to think about, right? Because all of the Revered Brute stuff is right here. Right, this is all the Revered Brute stuff. And my concept, looking at Tough Nut as a hero, is Tough Nut worth it compared to somebody like a Brute that already exists? Or even Cheeto, right? Tough Nut says, all right, cool. I get probably one of the best Brute cards in the game, Jaws of Victory. Just absolutely insane. But yeah, it's all right. See you later, DJ. Take care. Have a good night. So yeah, effectively, Jaws of Victory is like one of the best Brute cards in the entirety of the game. Absolutely insane. And it's only for Revered Brute, so only Tough Nut gets to use it. Then you have Wind Up the Crowd, which is a blue 6. Again, very, very powerful, it being a blue 6. And you can discard it to create a toughness and a vigor token. So you get to get the value of the tough leather boots. You get the Wind Up Crowd, so you get to discard it. You can get the value here in block 3, where this blocks 0. You have a 6 to pitch throughout the course of the game. You're all set to go. And then the Numbskull Charm, of course, you can destroy any number. You choose any number, right? You want to try and do all 3, I'd imagine. Destroy Confidence or Might token. The crowd cheers you, and then you pitch the top card of your deck. If it has 6 or more power, you get a Vigor token. So you get a Toughness token, you get a Vigor token, more than likely, and then you can blow up your opponent's Confidence or Might token. I think Numbskull Charm is a limited card. I think this card is for limited and limited alone. Unless, of course, it ends up being this big, like, okay, cool. The last effect of Numbskull Charm is like the best one because it allows you to pitch again at instant speed, right? You can pitch with your hero power, and then you can pitch with the Numbskull Charm, and it gets you what? 6 floating, and you can do what with that, right? You can send, if you do this and 6 float, you have, I don't know, 1 card in hand. That 1 card can be Jaws of Victory, right? You play Jaws of Victory. If you have less life than your opponent, you get cheered again. You get another toughness token. And then you get go again. And then you can swing rock, right? So 6 into 7, 13 points of damage. That's effectively a 3 card, because you need to pitch 2 cards. A 3 card 13, which doesn't feel good. Because like 3 card 12s are pretty common. Yeah, his charm definitely feels like the worst. One of the best fatigue heroes who are impossible to truly disrupt. That's the thing, though. I think that in limited, they are a really good fatigue hero that's impossible to disrupt. But like, have you played into a ninja? Like, has anybody played Tough Nut into a ninja yet? Because if the ninja is okay, cool, send 3 damage on hit, hurt you, or just hurt you. Send 3 damage on hit mark, or on hit some effect. They have to block. If they block with a block card, nothing happens. If they block with an action card, they've probably overblocked with their toughness at that point. So like, it's hard, right? You know, Ninja Genie Fatigue, right? But see, like, so we went from an aggro meta to now we're probably looking at a little bit more of a slower meta with these heroes in it, but only if they actually see play. If you go up against an Ira, a Katsu, a Syndra, a Slippy, a KO, who else is crazy aggro right now? A Cilio probably. There's another one I'm missing. Like, there's just more and more heroes that like I genuinely don't think that he can like prevent. Vincent, he fucking hard dies to Vincent, kind of, I guess, but yeah, he's great at targeting Guardians. That's fine, right? But let me tell you, it is not like if the meta was 4 Guardians, sure, I could see playing Tough Nut, but not when it's so many other things. Not when we're in such a wide open meta. It doesn't make any sense for you to play Tough Nut in meta. Chris, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you on stream. Got anything that's hyping you up for the new set? But yeah, so effectively that's kind of my thought process on Tough Nut. So I miss y'all too. Trust me, the second I make an opportunity to make it back out to Illinois, I'm gonna get there to an armory. You guys are doing Tuesday armories, is that right now? I can't remember. I remember you said you changed the date, but I can't remember. Obviously I can just check in the Discord. I'm still a part of the Discord, but the end of the point you were making, but do you think Tough Nut will not be so good? He seems at least fun. Fun is sure, right? Theoretically, fun sounds correct. But I don't think that. So normally when I'm evaluating what a hero does, right? I want to evaluate specifically the cards that hero gets that no other hero does, right? Because sure, any brute can utilize the good brute cards, but why would I play a hero with a worse talent and worse intellect if it means that I get the same rate, if not worse, than like KO Armed and Dangerous or even Rhinar, for instance, right? Why would I play Tough Nut if that were the case? And so that's kind of where initially, that's where I look at cards like the revered cards and the brute cards, right? In that situation, I'd go, okay, so there's a reason to play Tough Nut because the revered cards, the talent cards, and the revered brute cards are cards in which it is definitely going to be a ton of value. We have not looked at the new revered cards yet, but obviously we'll go to there. But at least for right now, when we're looking at the very specific pool for Tough Nut, there is one card that I like. One card that I like. Well, that's a lie. There's 2 cards I like. There's Old Leather and Vim, and there's Jaws of Victory. The 2 red cards in the revered brute pool. Those are the 2 that I like. The rest of them I do not quite like. And the reason being is because they just don't feel like they do enough, right? This defends for 6. Awesome. Are you going against a Ranger or a Guardian? Or I guess technically Vincent? Cool. You can block 6, right? That's awesome. What else are you doing, right? Are you gonna have this block 6 when your opponent comes in with a Kadachi? Like, that sucks. It's not good. Your toughness don't pop and affect every card. It just affects the next one. So you need to still have everything blocked for 3. So, I don't know. Blue physical sideboard. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I don't know. I don't quite like. I think it's nice to have if you're going against those things, right? Because obviously, if Tough Nut has the ability to do that's that's something that I need to work on, right? I need to look for is, can this deck fatigue both styles, right? Are you playing an aggro game into aggro decks and a defensive game into defensive decks? Or are you trying to defend the entire way through? Or are you just trying to live as long as you can into the aggro matchups and just kind of attempt to send very mediocre damage that your opponent's not going to block until eventually you kill them? Like, there needs to be like a switch for you to flip for Tough Nut to have that viability. We don't normally see that. So I'll say the new brute cards don't discard, which means the synergy with older brutes is kind of not there. Well, their synergy with older brutes is not there, but it actually makes it even better if you are playing KO, right? Because or Armed and Dangerous more specifically, because they care about having a 6 in pitch, and their 6s, their 5s or 6s in KO Armed and Dangerous. Like, I think out of every brute that has gotten new brute cards in this entire set, I think the old brute is the one to look at the best, because it's just like insane. Some of these cards are just really powerful out of the gate, and they only care about a 6 power card being in your pitch zone. And if all of your blues are 6s, pretty good. So, anywho, I like Old Leather and Vim. I don't need to talk about this card. It's just kind of cool. If you control a toughness or vigor token, it gets +1. So the 2 card 7, it hits, comes in for a breakpoint, and when it hits, you create both tokens. Pretty good card. Pleiades. So if you didn't see the Pleiades Armory deck stuff at LSS or over at the Flesh and Blood YouTube channel, I do suggest going to check that out, because I think Pleiades is really fucking cool. The only thing that I hate more is the fact that it's a Guardian, and I don't really like how Guardian plays. This was brought up to me, though, that Pleiades plays almost like an Illusionist does. And that kind of like did a little thing to my brain, and I went, ooh, yeah, like that's kind of, I don't know that I like that. I don't know that that's nice. But with like the counter moving and the auras and everything there, it really does seem like Illusionist shit. It seems like you are quite literally doing things like you're playing Merciful Retribution, you're playing Pierce Reality in the same move, and it's like, cool, I'll move these tokens around to where the ones I had that have permanent effects stay on board longer. And then they play a whole bunch of these other ones that pump up their attacks. They still send pretty fair damage until they don't, right? I mean, if you looked at the Armory deck battle, that was insane, because it was just like, yeah, 18 damage at you? Like, excuse me? Like, just a casual 18 right out of the Armory deck is crazy. Definitely ran be a creeper in a PQ. Yeah, I mean, maybe, right? I wouldn't doubt that somebody out there breaks him, but it ain't gonna be me. I don't think so. Unironically, in a weird spot of I stare at them like a warrior with an aura game plan. I mean, I kind of stare at them like an Illusionist with good block cards. Is one Illusionist, but their auras block 3 is what I'm looking at her as, and that's kind of really the insane part to me, because instant speed auras, being able to move counters, it does seem very Illusionist. But I mean, she's also got a lot of disruption and stuff there. But of course she has to line everything up, right? Once she can like excel her lineup, she's in a better spot. Cries of Encore, huge value. Oh, Played Tough Love we didn't see, or I didn't see. Oh, this is just like the boots, but okay, you got it. Cries of Encore, super good. We've seen this card. I like this a lot. Comes in for a breakpoint. Guardians love their 3 for 7s. Power move right there, and it blocks for 3. If you have less life, crowd cheers you, so you get to go ahead and get a confidence token. Just like a ton of value, right? Thespian Charm, pretty good, right? Crowd cheers you, destroy a Might or Vigor token. So destroying a vigor token, notably, again, this is very the top effects, the top two effects of these charms are pretty much for limited specifically, but the last one is really like the biggest move that they have, which is return an aura permanent you control to its owner's hand. That allows you to then just like have one of these pumps leave the battlefield. Let's say you weren't able to move the counters over enough, you could just pump it back to your hand. Or if you need a blue, you can just bring that blue back to your hand so that you can pitch the blue to swing. Like your pitch value is on the board at all times, and you can just like take it in. Like it's huge. I think that's a ton of value and an instant speed, luckily. So insane value there. Some aura hate on the set, so she might not do so well. The guard sideboard is there for sure. Yeah, so there's a lot of aura hate in the set, notably, but something that we may even see later on down the line. I did a little bit of research before during my work shift today. A lot of the aura hate is when you are attacking a guardian and this hits them, destroy an aura. But those are brute cards. Then there are some generic ones that say when this hits, destroy an aura, right? Guardian's notably very good at blocking. And also, it's very specific where, like, if you're a Guardian and you're going up against a Brute, are they really going to bring that specific kind of hate into you? Again, if Pleiades becomes meta, yes, right? If she does not become meta and she's very fringe, probably not going to see that too often. So she might even just be able to, like, snipe it, like, you know, same deal. She might be able to snipe a PQ or something with that. I don't know, the worst Guardians at blocking? Interesting. I mean, her aura's block for 3. Like, I guess this one blocked for 2. But her aura's block. That's, like, pretty good. She also has the ability to obviously recur stuff from her grave up on a pedestal. Super good card. Effectively, just when it enters or leaves the arena, you can put a revered or guardian card attack action from your graveyard on top of your deck. So you just go ahead and do that. You can have it enter the battlefield. You can play Thespian's Charm, return it back to your hand. You can get 2 cards from your grave to the top of your deck for your next turn. And then you could play it again. You could literally enter, leave, enter, and get 3 cards to the top of your deck with Thespian Charm. Kind of crazy, kind of kooky, kind of silly, right? I do think she's gonna be the best deck. Maybe it's Cope, but she seems so good, kind of like not Gravy Broken, but both. Yeah, for sure. I do think that there's like, I think it just ends up being that way that it works out best. So most Guardians feel fine with D-React. She feels like she never wants a D-React due to how extremely deck expensive it is. I think she could still do with D-Reacts because notably, she doesn't have to move counters, right? If she does move counters, that's fine. But if she doesn't move counters, she just waits another turn, takes an off turn, blocks very well, and then draws into a hand of actual damage and then sends a punch, right? I feel like she's at least the most versatile, being able to go in and out of these modes that she needs to be in. Turning Point, pretty good card. I mean, if you've been cheered, this blocks for 5. Guardian block for 5, pretty friggin' good. And you get cheered, so you get a confidence token for your next turn. Tons of value there, at least. Uplifting Performance, we've seen this. This is just pretty much the leather and Vim one. Pretty good. I mean, block 3 blue. I mean, it's not the best stats. You're probably not really going to play it outside of limited. And then we have the revered equipment, right? We have the Helm of the Adored. When this defends, the crowd cheers you. So you already get a cheer. So, hey, Alexis, how are you? Thinking about build all 4 heroes? Really? There you go. I mean, hey, that's a good place to be. If you want to build all 4 heroes, you certainly can. I'm going to build all 4 of them, but I'm going to build them in Project Blue and not in not in Classic Constructed. I think there's maybe 1 hero I might play in Classic Constructed. Helm of the Adored, right? Defends, crowd cheers you, very limited. Hold firm, pay 3, destroy this, create 3 toughness tokens, activate this only if you have less life than each other hero, go again. Again, not the best, frankly. More limited equipment, right? This is very limited. Now, going into the revered stuff. Crowd Goes Wild is really good. Really good. Really good. Like really, really good. Because this is a 1 card 6. That's huge, huge, right? Especially in Tough Nut, right? Tough Nut, you quite literally just get to go, okay, tap my hero, put a 6 in pitch, I've been cheered. Play a go again card, attack with Crowd Goes Wild. This card's good. It's really good. And again, it's a yellow 6, which is something that seems to be a fair fit for Tough Nut in Constructed. So Crowd Goes Wild certainly goes into the deck. No Hero Stands Alone. Another revered action, Majestic. It costs 3. When this is in any zone, if you've controlled a toughness token this turn, it gets +3 and ambush. Now, +3 and ambush, pretty good, especially if you've already had toughness tokens. You know, this could block for 6, right? If you have 3 toughness tokens, it could block for 6. Yo, what's up, Nathan? How are you doing, man? Long time no talk. How is the art stuff? It's a 7 in Tough Nut, just mentioning arm piece. Yeah. Are you really gonna play? I guess you could theoretically play, because you're gonna have a float, right? So you could pitch into the arm piece, the Tyrannical Rex. So yeah, 7, I guess. That's not bad. Even still, no relevant on hit though, just damage. So yeah. Yeah, No Hero Stands, yeah, definitely blocks 7, like a lot. It blocks at least, well, it blocks a decent amount. Then of course, when this defends, you clash with the attacking hero. The winner may choose an attacking or defending card to get -3/-3 this chain link. So pretty nuts. So if you defend with the card, right, you can even bring down the power level of your opponent's stuff to really have it meet to where your defense value is. So pretty good. It also notably I see. So I guess like you also theoretically get to do it because the winner gets to choose an attacking or defending card. So if you're defending with it and you're clashing, then if your opponent wins, they can reduce your defense value. If you win, you can reduce their attack value in a way, is what you want to do there. So it's always making me do weird stuff, trying to figure out how to do Draconic Border. Ooh. Super fun set. Yeah. Cameron plays. Yeah. Not good in Pleiades. Not good. Only for Tough Nut. But even still, I don't know. Like Ambush is cool, but I don't know that it's like the bee's knees, you know? So again, I'd have to see it in practice before committing to knowing that it's like pretty good. But that's good, Nathan. That's good. Yeah, Draconic Warrior stuff is kind of crazy, huh? Yeah, it's got ambush, but only, right? While this is in any zone, if you've controlled a toughness token this turn, this gets +3 in ambush. So you have to have made a toughness token for it to get ambush. But yeah. Don't all Guardians beat Pleiades? I don't know. Maybe. It sounds like Pleiades is able to go even taller than most Guardians, but if Guardians block well, then like the only thing that this actually might even be the case here, because Pleiades also makes confidence tokens. Confidence tokens say you can only block with 2 non-block cards, which means that you have to just literally go tall, get a confidence token, go tall, send like 14 damage at your opponent, and they can't, I mean, they cannot get through that unless they have like 3 block cards in their hand. Like Victor probably is the only Guardian I can think of in Classic Constructed right now that would even have 3 block cards on them. So I don't know. She's definitely a go tall hero, but again, it's set up, it's about moving counters, and it's also about like just seeing cards before. The fact that I quite literally said you can play up on a pedestal for free, it costs 0, mind you, then play Thespian. So you play up on a pedestal, you get a card back into your deck. You then play Thespian Charm, bring up on a pedestal back, get another card into your deck, and then you play up on a pedestal again, get a 3rd card on the top of your deck. Like, that's kind of cool to be able to like structure your new hand into a way that like makes sense. But I don't know, like there's a lot. So they make it more complex with moving counters around. I love over here. Exactly, right? There should be, right? I think that was the concept of design for heroes moving forward, is that there was supposed to be this mini game that you had that allowed you to better your you know, to make sure that power that you had was something you had to work towards, and it wasn't just like you had good math, good stuff, right? Yeah, absolutely, right. I you know, it's like at the end of the day, it's what does she do, right? Because she can also disrupt. She has other disruption too, which we will get to notably. So she's got a ton of disruption. She just needs to get it, right? Yeah. So moving on to the rest of these here. So a good clean fight, pretty good card here, I think. This says that D reacts don't get effects, which is huge. This says block cards don't get effects. This says cards don't gain effects. It's also a 7 power, 3 block. It's not a bad revered card. If you're playing a revered hero, it's probably one to keep in your deck. Because effectively it means that their D reacts don't have any actual like effect. And even like equipment is pretty good too. Exactly, right? Like it's pretty good just to be able to block like that. So escalate order, pretty good too, right? If it attacks, if you control a toughness token, create 3 more. That of course allows you to, like, at minimum, you're getting 4 block value on 1 action on your next turn. So you can block for like 7 with a card, which is pretty good. Old favorite. I don't think this is one I've seen here actually. Floor current reveals. This is actually the Flesh and Blood card database. This is just on the Flesh and Blood website. If you look at the card database, it'll be on there. Also, let me spot. Exactly right. Yeah, they're downsides, but it's mostly an upside. Yeah, not a problem. So old favorite. This is one I have not seen yet. It's a 3 cost, 6 power, block 3. It says when this attacks, if you've been cheered this turn, create a toughness token. When this defends, if it has 6 or more defense, put it on the bottom of its owner's deck when the combat chain closes. That's kind of freaking cool, actually. That's some tough nut stuff right there. That's a tough nut card. Because getting 3 toughness counters does not seem hard to do. And if this blocks for 6, it then goes to the bottom of your deck. That's good. That's good value, I would say. Pretty good brute cards are out in the set. I'm having a hard time deciding. Exactly ours. I'm in the same mood. There's so many good brute cards. I can't wait till we get to them. I want to get to them there. Let's have to pull on that. Yeah, here. You know what? Let me see here. How do I guess I got to figure out how I can start a poll. This. Here we go. Is old favorite a good tough nut card? Yes or no? Yes, no. Get in there. How about you do a quick poll on that one there? So this is a very interesting card because I think that it's just you get value because it's a 6. You get value when it blocks 6, but again, blocking 6 is just so specific, and so I guess it depends on what we see. I think it's a pretty good card, though. I think it's pretty good. More of a fun question of a counter for how many cards are actually good for the nut to show ourselves as user real. I see. And there's good cards, right? I don't know that it's like the best thing, right? But there are good cards to put in there, but are they going to be better? Are they going to be better than if you were to play a better brute? You know what I mean? Putting the pearls in the deck? Ooh, that would kind of suck, I think. I think that would kind of suck. All right, turns out Pole was good. All right, so we have Tame the Beastly Behavior. This is another card I haven't seen yet. When this attacks a reviled hero, okay, this is limited shit. Just limited shit. I don't care about that. Renounce Violence. Destroy up to 3 might tokens. Create a toughness token. For each token destroyed this way. Don't care about that card at all. Not good. Never Give Up. This is a pretty good revered block, if I recall. Pay 2. You can put this on the bottom of your deck. And then target defending action card gets +3 defense to this chain link. Old favorite, Never Give Up. Activate this only while it's in your graveyard. You have less life than each other hero, and you've been cheered this turn. Ooh. Yeesh. So you need to be at less life. This needs to be in your graveyard, and you need to have cheered, right? Notably not terribly hard to do, I guess, right? But so you can pretty much just like tough nut off the top, cheer yourself, block for 6 with this. I don't know how that all works. I guess that's like the 2 resources from off the top. That makes sense. Okay, maybe not terrible. I guess they do synchronize very well, but again, it's like it's block 6 and this gets to go to the bottom of your deck. Comeback Kid. We say this card already. I do think that this version is probably the best one to be using in the deck. When it attacks a hero, if you have less life than them, the card cheers you. If you've been cheered this turn, it gets +1, brings it to a breakpoint. So we like to see the yellow, but even the blue, theoretically, it can come in for 6. Disarm, Disembody, and Disperse. This is, are you freaking kidding me? Have y'all seen this shit? What in the world is this? These look sick. They did the thing again though, where like they made the yellow one and then the red one and then this is crazy cool. Okay, let's look at Disarm. All right, pay 3, 6 power, 3 block. When this attacks, if you've been cheered this turn, create a toughness token. Okay. When this defends, if it has 6 or more power, the attacking hero puts a card from their hand on the bottom of their deck. Oh. Well, that's pretty good, huh? That's this plus this. Disarm this. So you're probably not really attacking with them. You're probably definitely defending with them more. That's kind of cool. Okay. All right, Tough Nut. I see you. Hold on. Disembody. When this attacks, if you've been cheered, you get a toughness token. When this defends, if it has 6 or more defense, the attacking hero puts an aura they control on the bottom of their deck. That's kind of fine, I guess. Not the best, but that's kind of fine, I guess. It's a 3 for 7, so it's at least that. Or revered hero than a brute, from what I'm thinking, which is fine, right? That's fine, because they definitely don't do they don't do a lot of discarding or anything like that, but they do care about 6s, so we still need to care about 6s. Disperse, pay 3. When this attacks, if you've been cheered this turn, create a toughness token. Okay, so same thing. Defend 6 or more. The attacking hero puts a card from their arsenal on the bottom of their deck. Okay, so it sounds like to me you're pretty much running maybe just disarm, which isn't terrible because again, blue. See, okay, so my like theory behind Tough Nut is that you're not supposed to play rock. Call me crazy, unless you're supposed to play like Tunic with it, or like you want vigor tokens, but like I don't think you're supposed to play rock. I think you're supposed to play club. Like I think you're supposed to play fucking club. So rock is good for second cycle. Yeah, it is good for second cycle, but I mean like we need to be able to do something on our turn. So if we spend like 3 cards to block so that we can send something, like I think club is the better choice because most of your good so far 1 2 3 4 5, I mean technically 6, I guess if you really wanted to run it, 6 cards that we've seen so far are yellows that do good things. So that's pretty good. We had a 5 with 0 card hand. Yeah, but you also lose a card, which is not really good, I don't think, because then you're milling yourself. But I guess like, you know, you have the 1 card. I don't know. That sounds like it might be a little too much. But Mean Axe isn't a terrible choice, I guess. Okay, Fight Fair. It's defended by a reviled card. Okay, this is limited. Up to 1 target defending action card gets +3 this turn. The crowd cheers you. Another way to give +3. Okay, Shining Courage plus Disarm. That gets you your stuff there. He does have non-6 blues. Exactly right. Yeah, because if you get like a 5 off the top, you just come in for what, 3, right? So it's not good. At that point, I'd rather come in for a breakpoint all the time. So, but if you're running, I guess theoretically, if you're running more yellows than you are, if you're running more yellows than blues, then you're gonna hit those 6s. But it all depends on what you're running, right? Because if you're running something like this, the Shining Courage, it's an instant. If you get an instant off the top, you're gonna feel bad. Right. So, okay, Shining Courage, not bad. Will of the Crowd. When this defends, if you've been cheered this turn, defending action cards get +3 this chain link. So +3 in the chain link, that's actually kind of really good. So you block with this is crazy cool. So we can block this. We can Tough Nut, block with Will of the Crowd on the first like ninja attack. And then everything we block afterwards is going to have +3. All action cards are going to get +3. That's a lot of value. This is what I wanted Toughness to do, and it's not. So Will of the Crowd's actually pretty good. It's a blue, right? But it's not bad. Then we have cards like Dig In. I think Dig In is where we're going to find a ton of value because obviously we block 3, we can pitch 3 through Tough Nut or through, you know, the cards in your hand to get them out of your hand. And you get 3 toughness tokens. Pretty good. Of course, you can pay up to 3. So you can just filter the cards in your hand. Yeah, but I mean, like, if one of those cards is like Down and Dirty, you know? Down and Dirty is a card you can block with from Arsenal. It's an action card. But it's weird. Dig In is 100% the instant we run in yellow. Dig In isn't an instant. That's just an attack action that when it blocks, you can pay 3 to create toughness tokens. But it is really good. I think this is not bad, right? Gets you the toughness tokens, gets you set up there. This is a card I have not seen yet. Empowering Ruckus. If you've been cheered this turn, this gets +1. Okay. I mean, it's a yellow 6. It's a yellow 6, blocks 3. Like, that's not terrible. Fight from behind. When this attacks or defends, if you have less life than each other, the crowd each other hero of the crowd cheers you. Yeah, that's kind of okay. It blocks for 2. I don't like that. Gotcha. Okay. No worries. Yeah. I was definitely looking at the yellow as like the one to bring. Rapturous Applause. Okay, so we're already looking at a good stat here. 6 yellow. When you win a clash revealing this, the crowd cheers you. That's kind of good. It blocks for 3, right? We want all the cards in the deck to block for 3, if we can help it. Every card blocked for 3. Rapturous Applause, not terrible. I mean, it's effectively like the thunk of the deck. So if you just wanted to do like some weird thunk stuff, terrible. I love how we have not talked about any of these cards in regards to Pleiades. I don't think Pleiades is going to run this. Like, I don't know. It's weird. A lot of the good cards in Pleiades are the Guardian stuff, and not really so much the Revered stuff. So, yes, Clashing does keep cards on top of the deck. So you reveal the top card of your deck, and then you flip them back down. But if you're, clashing with, if your opponent's blocking with a Trounce, the Trounce actually says the first clash goes to the bottom of the deck, and then you clash again. So, yeah. Yeah, it's true. None of these matters too. It's probably a clash package worth running through Tough Nut. Also, let you know with. So yeah, exactly right, and that's what. So my concepts with Tough Nut was exactly this, right? I wanted to do pitch centric, vigor, and clash, right? I wanted to be able to, and blocking, right? But like, obviously I wanted to be able to block with my cards effectively enough. I wanted to clash with my opponent and win those clashes, because a lot of my stuff is like 6s or 7s. And I also want to make sure that I have resources to attack with my weapon, because I'm probably never going to be able to resolve an actual attack action. So I don't know. Too many gimmicks or I'll grab bag at the same time. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, right? It's hard to do, because like you think like you want to use a lot of the brute stuff, but a lot more of the revered stuff matters here. We have Tough Smash Up. When this defends clash with the attacking hero, the winner creates a toughness token. You may put your revealed card on the bottom of its owner's deck. Okay. You may put your revealed card on the bottom of its owner's deck. Is that a cause for both of us? Do we both get to put the card on the bottom of the deck? I mean, another yellow 6. So interesting there. Not sure if I'm in love with it, but yeah. I do think specifically with Tough Nut is pretty complex to play, since you'll have to work hard to make his 3 until like handicap enough. Exactly, right? And I think that's the thing, is like, it's gonna feel bad. Like, drawing 3 cards feels bad. Always. Forever. Like the entire game, for the 5 years plus that it's been around, what has been the thing that has made the best heroes in Flesh and Blood? Card advantage, right? Being able to draw cards, being able to utilize all of your cards in your hand, and the more cards you have, the more you can utilize. But you don't get to do that when you draw 3 all the time, and there's never a card in your deck that says draw 2, right? Like, exactly, right? Imagine getting an IP2, just being like, okay, cool, I'll draw 2 cards. Sure. Like, I've already got an IP3 stacked on my hero. I can't do anything else more. So, I mean, if Tough Nut wins and sees a red top, yeah, absolutely, right? There's a world in which that's fine. Turn the Crown Grateful. We saw this one here too. Again, blue 6 or yellow 6, blocks 2 though. Gross. We don't want block 2s. Block 2s are bad. Let me see the top of his deck all day. Yeah, right. Yeah, because we don't already have 2 freaking heroes who get to do that. We just get another one in there. He's so dumb. He needs to look at the top card of his deck. That thing that was like, that was something that I enjoyed about like Dio, right? Dio being able to look at the top card of their deck was because it's like a weird mix between Dash and Data Doll, right? Data Doll having less intellect, but being able to just play things from the top of her deck when they get boosted. It's like a weird mix in which it felt thematic to be able to look at the top card of your deck. And then they were like, Gravy Bones can do it too. Because why not? I'm like, yeah, this is all we're doing now. Is we're just making heroes that look at the top card of their deck. This would have been a perfect hero to do exactly that, but he's too stupid. He's too stupid to look at the top card of his deck. That's the whole thing. But I mean, theoretically, he's playing with 4 intellect all the time, because in most cases in Brute, you're pitching to something. You're never pitchless. But the thing is, you don't know what's on top unless you're clashing, or unless you're playing something to allow you to manipulate what's on top of your deck. Who's the tough guy? Interesting. When the combat chain closes, if this didn't hit, the defending hero creates a toughness token. Okay. It blocks for 2. We don't want it. Cheers. When this enters or leaves the arena, the crowd cheers you. At the start of your turn, destroy this. So it cheers you on enter, and then it cheers you on leave. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool because it allows you to cheer without... Okay. Not bad, I guess. Doesn't have a card that lets him draw a card, then put a card from the hand on top of the deck. Best you got is Visit the Boneyard, homie. And that's a card that I think is definitely going to be running in Tough Nut. But it's a blue that does nothing. It's a blue that doesn't block and also is an instant. And it gets you a Vigor token. I think it's pretty good, but... Clash of Might, yellow into club for 5, yeah. All right, let's see here. Heroic Grit, the next attack this turn gets, when this gets +1 for each toughness token you could... What? Your next attack this turn? Monkey Brain activated. That's pretty freaking good. What? You're telling me you can just like dig up dinner, get 3 toughness tokens. Freaking... I can't resist the urge. It looks so good. What? What? Or not? Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? What? Are you kidding me? That's huge, though. What? So you get a toughness token for at least +1. And then it's like if you control, I don't know, let's say you control 6 other toughness tokens. +7? 0 +7? What? Remember that. No, not if you make them. Well, yeah, no, you're right. No, that's not true. So if you block with dig in, right, you make them on your opponent's turn, right? Because this is when it defends. When it defends, you pitch, and then you make the toughness token. So this makes 3 toughness tokens, and this is now a 1 card. Oh, this is gonna fuck my whole thing up. Damn it. That now blocks. This now comes in for a 0 for 4. So pretty good. Yeah, because normally you're making additional toughness tokens when you're defending as well, which is where that changes, right? Heroic Pose, your next attack this turn gets +3. Crowd cheers you. This does not seem worth it. Oh, see, you know what? Notably, 2 block. I don't know that we can keep a 2 block in hand. Forget the miss part. The fact that it blocks for 2, kind of rough. Heroic Pose, yeah, it costs 1 though. That's bad. I'd much rather run Heroic Grit if I'm trying to pump stuff up. Humble Entrance. Create 3 literally just create 3 toughness tokens. So, wow. What the hell? Darling of the Crowd. Well, this is defending. If you've been cheered this turn, it gets +1. Okay. That's a yellow block. That's not bad. Not so mighty a blue block. Well, when this defends a this is trash. I love how it's just immediately. This is, if you hear anything come out of my mouth that says when this defends or attacks a reviled or revered hero, bad. Don't run. Not good. Limited stuff. Darling the Crowd's not terrible either. Technically, this could defend for 4. What an interesting thought. Okay, so out of all those things, right, kind of powerful, let's take a look at some more things that I think is kind of good, right? Good Nature, Brutality, Jaws of Victory, Wind of the Crowd, Old Leather, move past all this shit. I think Crowd Goes Wild is really good. No Hero Stands Alone is like, I guess, fine just because it has Ambush. Old Favorite and Never Give Up, huge. Comeback Kid, pretty good. Disarm, banger. I think there's even a world in which Shining Courage is really good too. Will of the Crowd, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Dig In, banger. Even if we run the blue and the yellow, it's not terrible. Preferably though, we just want the yellow because we don't want to, we don't want to miss. Ruckus, I don't really love that, but I guess it comes in for 7 if I've been cheered, so theoretically the odds are good. This card blocks for 2, it's bad. This card blocks for 3, not terrible if I have to put something in there. Rapper's Applause. Tough Smash Up, nah, again, it does run the same good stat line, but I don't know that clashing is super necessary here in this one. Turn the Crowd Grateful, don't care about that shit. Who's the Tough Guy? I don't care about this either. Cheers, nah, don't really care. Heroic Grit, maybe, but not really. And then Darling of the Crowd. So like that could be a good portion of the deck without even looking at the brute cards. So without looking at the brute cards, right? Not terrible. So let's move into the reviled stuff then. So KO Underhanded Cheat makes a Vigor token and notably pays 3 to tap target attack action you control with a base of 6. The Vigor token is going to help reduce one of these, which is good. So it's really kind of 3. You need to find a way for the crowd to boo you though, which is probably easier said than done, I guess. Right. Yeah. So KO, very interesting. Obviously, best part about the hero is that it's got 4 intellect. But 4 resources at instant speed to make something 6 base is also not terrible when you look at some of these cards. Laughing Knee Slapper is just that other card, right? Outside Interference, this card is just like literally the most insane shit. You get to have like an additional card in your deck at all times. 3, technically, if you're running 3 of these. Not to mention, it is a blue 6. Blue 6. This KO also got a blue 6. Pretty nuts. Big Bully. This card's just insanely good. Again, if the crowd boos you, if the crowd's booed you already, which again is easier, it's easy to do. This comes in for 6 because you're going to pump it up to, you're going to make it 6 base, and then it comes in for 12. So this is a 3 card, well, it's 3 card 12, which is on rate, I think, for what it's worth. So 3 card 12 is pretty on rate. But you have to have more health than other heroes, and the crowd has to boot you. So Cheater's Charm, I think a lot of the stuff that I've seen about KO is really good because it's like a lot of it is just like ping your, ooh, God, excuse me, I gasped. A lot of the stuff is like ping your opponent for like 2 or 1, which is like kind of cool because it's just kind of like beep, like hit you with a little bit like beep. So Cheater's Charm, pretty good. Again, top 2, right? Well, I guess the crowd boos you does matter a little bit more in this one here, but steal a confidence or toughness token, definitely more limited variety things. But of course, if your opponent does have a confidence token, that's pretty good to have. If you control an attack with 6 or more power, deal 2 damage to target hero unless they discard a card. Now Now that's really the important part there, is because if you're trying to close out a game, Cheater's Charm's really letting you do it, because Cheater's Charm just says, okay, cool. Like try killing them, right? At any point, you could just be wizarded, right? And literally, you can do this on blocks too. You can block with a 6, and then your opponent can try to send another attack. And if they have no cards in their hand, you can just ping them. Like, huge value. That's insane. You literally just get to go, okay, cool, Reckless Swing, die. Like, this is additional Reckless Swing, more defensive damage coming through, which I think is cool. Always true, but exactly right. There's always going to be some kind of value, because you get the crowd boos you get a vigor token, and then you get the 2 damage from this. Great. So, yeah. Sigil Solace, but yellow, pretty good. Yeah. And Reckless Swing and just be really messed up. Exactly. I think this is very much so send good damage, and then when you get your opponent down to nothing, just kind of be like, cool, bing, bing, like hit you for something. Especially since you can run 3 of these. Like, what the hell? Steal Victory. When this defends, steal an aura token the attacking hero controls. That's not really that good. Not really that good. I don't think there's an aura token that is super relevant, that is gonna like change the game for this. But who knows? I mean, everybody makes aura tokens at some point here, so like being able to take something is fine. But it only blocks for 3. It's not a 6, so. Steal Zen State. Yeah, if it takes a Zen State, that's like huge, right? Yeah, for sure, for sure. Offensive behavior. If you control a mighty vigor token, it gets +1. And then if it hits, do that again. Pretty good, because it's a blue 0, right? It's a 0 cost 2 power blue that if you pitch 4, it comes in for 6. 7, probably, because you're probably going to have a might or a vigor token, right? And so you can have it come in for 7, which means that if it hits, you're going to get both those things. Pretty good. Not terrible. Not a terrible one to have, I think. It does block 3 also, which is pretty good. So notably, you'll see like this is all KO got, right? KO got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, not including his legs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in the deck that are specific to KO. Pretty good cards, notably. Big Bully, I think, just being like an insane amount of value. But Lyeth is really the, and I hate to say it because I don't really like Guardian, but I think Lyeth is probably one of the most interesting heroes in the entirety of the set. Really any of the reviled heroes, I'm not gonna lie, but like Lyeth is just fucking weird, because Lyeth gets to use all these cards that you would normally not see in Guardian, like Nimbalism. You get to play Nimbalism in Guardian. For why? Right? Like, for why? But you also get to do everything else that a Guardian does outside of maybe blocking super well. So like, what do you really do, right? So let's look over his hero power again. Exactly. Yeah, definitely weird. Definitely a very, very weird hero. So Lyeth, base power and toughness of base power and defense and block of cards you control are halved, rounded up. So they go up, which is good. At instant speed, you can pay 2, tap it, crowd boos you. Depending action cards you control get +1 this turn. So your 2s block for 3. Pretty good, right? 2s block for 3, you're in a good spot there. But whenever the crowd boos you, create a might token, which means that you get +1 on your next value as well. Out of all the hero powers in this entirety of the set, I think that Lyeth's is the most consistent, because you don't have to worry about chance, and you get a ton of value for like 2 resources. You get +1 while blocking, and then you get +1 on your next attack. Both of those things are halved over the course of the game, so being able to pay 2 resources and have that happen is pretty good. And at instant speed, not to mention, right? So we look at this chess piece here again. Control confidence or might gets +2. Nobody's going to really run that deeply. Leave them hanging. Leave them hanging. When this instant aura, notably, when this enters the arena, intimidate target hero. What the fuck is that? Guardian having a spare blue in deck, and we got to talk about, yeah, exactly, Rampart. Yeah, free Rams every turn, right? You get the 1 free value. Leave them hanging. Instant speed intimidate in Guardian. When it leaves the arena, your next attack this turn gets +4. Which means that you get to go, yeah, cool, okay. You'll hit me for this much, okay. Oh, you have another action. Pitch blue, leave them hanging. Intimidate that last card out of your hand. All right, my turn. Send 8. So like, it doesn't seem as threatening, but of course, if you ever turn off Lyeth's ability, and also notably, mind you, Lyeth has 5, we didn't even talk about it, 5 intellect. Not only is his higher hero power seemingly the most consistent out of all of them, but he has 5 freaking intellect. Like, what? What? So, I don't know. That's crazy stuff. And yeah, it is a suspense card, so you do have to wait 2 turns, right? But it's not terrible. 2 steps ahead. I don't know how I like this one, right? Because it doesn't have go again. It's an action, doesn't have go again. Start of your turn, destroy this, then create a confidence and 3 might tokens. Sure, right? If you're trying to set up a really powerful turn for your next turn, that's fine, right? You could very well just play leave them hanging on your opponent's turn. On your turn, suspense counter goes down. You play 2 steps ahead, you pass, right? And then, or you send a weapon attack with, I don't know, find something to give go again and then swing, right? Exactly, right? You get to your pitch stack faster because you're getting an additional card. And notably also, Liar's Charm. This is definitely the best like charm in the entirety. I think Liar's Charm and Cheater's Charm are the best charms in the set. Liar's Charm just quite literally says, forget the top 2 things. Target hero loses and can't gain abilities this action phase unless they discard a card. Are you actually kidding me? You get to quite literally just say, discard a card or stop doing whatever your hero power is. But more importantly, you can do it on yourself. You can lose your own hero ability. Your cards will not have halved abilities or anything. And then you get to just send good damage. Like, that's insane. That's actually insane that that's the case. You get to actually just go, okay, cool. I'll turn off my own hero ability, right? I'll play this from Arsenal. I'll turn off my own hero ability. I'll then proceed to send the most insane list of attacks at you, all for their true damage, right? But this is definitely, I would say Lyeth is probably one of the closest things to control that we have seen. Just because it is so powerful, this Liar's Charm. Truth or Trickery. This card is the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, are you kidding me? This is... what the hell? this card has no downside. Truth or Trickery has literally zero downside at all. You get to just say, this card is this. Like, what? Like, what? Notably, is a 2. Sure, it's a 2-block, but you get a card out of your opponent's hand, like almost all the time. Like, there's almost never a time in which you're gonna, like, there's a what, a 1 in 3 chance that you get something wrong, or 2 out of 3 chance that you get it wrong. It's a 2 out of 3 chance you get it wrong. It's a 1 in 3 chance you get it right. Like, there is genuinely, like, the 2-block isn't even a downside. You rip a whole card out of your opponent's hand. It's 50-50. When this defends, you may look at the top card of your deck and choose a color. If you do, oh, I guess, yeah, right, okay. But I mean, like, yeah, if the answer is yes or no, right, okay, so true. Even still, a 50-50 decision to lose a card from your hand, that again, like, this card would be actually bad, genuinely actually bad, if it blocked, and if, like, they guessed it right, you discarded a card, right? Because you have 5 cards in hand, so, like, what the hell does it matter, right? You discard another card, but it does affect you in some way. But Truth or Trickery just says, cool, block 2, guess whether or not this is red. Did you guess it wrong? You lose a whole card. Did you guess it right? Okay, we'll move on. I blocked 3. Like that's still huge. Into like a Syndra turn? That's insane to me. Anyway, few obscenities. Pretty good card. Also, Fugger Grimes is a name I did not expect to ever see in Flesh and Blood, and lo and behold, that is exactly what a Fugger Grimes would look like right there. There's still a ruling question on the card. Can you elect to not look? It's better if you don't look first. I mean, yeah, theoretically, right? It is better if you don't look first, but it is a may ability, right? You may look at the top card of your deck and choose a color. So you would have to determine whether or not you are choosing to look at the top card of the deck and then choose a color, right? Isn't that the concept? Yeah, and also notably, isn't there like 4 colors you can choose from? Because there's like the colorless, or like the pitchless, no pitch value variety card, pearls or whatever. May leads into the effect. That means no effect. You may look at the top card of your deck and choose a color. Got you. Okay, I see. So like you don't have to look at the top card of your deck, but you can choose a color. And then if you do, the attacking hero guesses if that card is the chosen color. Right. Interesting. What's up, Hamal? I mean, it definitely seems, it seems very interesting. I don't know that it's going to be the best, but it is notably a discard effect. So I don't know. And choosing a color is cheating. I see. I mean, that makes sense. There's no reason. There's literally there's no reason why you wouldn't end up looking at the card, right? Because if you look at the top card of the deck, you need to know like at least what color it is. And I think the reason being is because when you put it back down, right, you don't get to look at it. And so like if you don't look at it, you don't get to look at it again to confirm. Your opponent gets to look at it. So at that point, you're not getting any value because you're not looking at the card. So like if you don't look at the card, your opponent's going to get to look at the card. So your opponent gets to see the card, 250. If you know, they can read your poker face. Yeah, if you're really bad at gambling, like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. What's up, Jonathan? Like, if you're literally just like, cool, yellow. Like, it is literally gambling 101. Like, it's pretty easy to do, I think, especially with there being multiple colors and like, I don't know. I think it's really easy. I don't think like, obviously it's like red. yeah, red. Like, come on, you're not gonna do all that. So you just call the opposite, but pitch stack can mess it up second or third cycle if your opponent is watching. True. Yeah, if your opponent's watching you, they might actually know what's on top of your deck, right? Which is like, I think, kind of the fun part, right? Maybe that's when you enter in, maybe that's where you play Remembrance. Maybe you play Remembrance then, so that way you can shuffle your deck. Big brain moves. If my opponent knows my pitch stack and knows what card it is, then like, sure, I'll lose. Right. But like, if you lose, you don't lose anything. You know what I mean? I think that's really what, again, that's my whole concept with this, is you are blocking 2, which is just 1 less than 3. You're blocking 2, and you have a 50% chance to rip an entire card out of your opponent's hand. And if they lose that 50-50, they could lose their Lava Burst. They could lose their Swing Big. They could lose their CNC. They could lose a whole bunch of stuff, right? You can lose a whole ton of things as chain enders. Shoot, you know, it's like the only time that doesn't ever, the only time this card ever feels bad is if your opponent has a 2-card hand, right? If they have a 2-card hand and they go pitch CNC, right? What do you do into that, right? Like, obviously you can still block with it, and then you can just be like, cool, play the game. Doesn't matter who loses, right? Because like, whatever. But like, that's still pretty effective. So, sorry, I made my husband mental energy on paying attention to my stack. Awesome, I'm winning. Exactly. It's all about the mental games, you know? Emil, do you think you're going to be playing Lyeth at all? He seems interesting, but I can't get into Guardian. Guardian does not seem like the class for me. I just don't like enjoy what's happening with it. Anyway, now that we've spent a million freaking years on Truth or Trickery, you Cheeto gamer, I feel you. We spent a long time trying to figure out whether or not Tough Nut is going to be like the move. I'm still not convinced. I'm going to need to play like maybe 30 games on Talishar of a deck that I brewed while it's like 3 a.m. and I've had like 6 cups of coffee or something. So I've got a lot to do, but Cheeto seems really fun in Limited. Seems like he's a really fun hero in Limited, so excited about that. So then we have the reviled equipment, right? Horns of Despise, same stuff as the reviled thing, literally, as the revered thing, same stuff. Bully Tactics, this card, I think this card is what initially sold me on reviled, because what in the hell is that? Why do Guardians get to do more intimidating? That's crazy. You can literally nimblism, pitch a blue to play Bully Tactics, pitch a blue. This comes in for 8? Like, yeah, that's a lot. I guess theoretically, when you think about it, it's probably not totally worth it. But you could also, what the hell? You can, I'm also genuinely thinking about lines for this, like I'm not Lyeth. You could play Razor Reflex on this. You could play Razor Reflex on this card. What the fuck? What the hell? Like, that's crazy. So, all right. I'd send you a Tough Nut deck after stream or fight UNC seeming legal. All right, I'm down. I'm down to do that. Exactly. Yeah. This. Oh my God. Well, it's just so it's so much value. There's so much value to it. Like, you can do a lot of things with this. Oh, and the rum, that's right, because you play freaking sea legs and shit too, probably. This is nuts. And definitely a Cheeto card too, for sure. I mean, literally, again, pay 3, intimidate is like, cool, okay, I'll send 3 damage with that Razor Reflex. Send it. Huge value. Fix the match. Right, this is kind of a fun one because, again, this is a way for you to pretty much win a clash, right? You search top card for your deck for a card, then shuffle that card on the top of your deck, or search your deck for a card and shuffle that and put it on top of your deck. Whenever a card defends this, clash with the defending hero, the winner creates a might token. So attacking with it allows you to search, right? Which notably tutor in Guardian or in Brute really is really good. And then whenever a card defends this, clash with the defending hero, the winner creates a might token. So somebody's going to defend, you know what card you put on top of your deck, like a Show of Strength or a Swing Big or something. Flip it. Cool, it's an 8. I win. I get a might token. Crazy. Exactly. This is like, oh, cool. Yeah, no, I haven't seen a Swing Big in a little while. Let me just... Oh, there it is. Very good. Doesn't have Go Again, but again, unfortunate. And also, it does also block for 2, which does suck. So, yeah, 1 block in Lyeth. Really bad. Battered, beaten, and broken. When this attacks a hero, intimidate them. Okay, more intimidating. If you control 3 or more auras, this gets +3, and when this hits a hero, destroy an intimidated card they own. This was an interesting card when I saw this initially. +3 when it hits a hero, destroy an intimidated card they own. So it'll come in for like 4 at base value if your opponent's on like an insane amount of auras. But then, of course, you can pump it with a whole bunch of stuff, right? So and you intimidate them. Pretty powerful card. Definitely very much so for a hero with 5 intellect. Hello, yeah, welcome to my 2-card 9. Exactly, right? So, very interesting. That's wild. So yeah, okay. Card's pretty good. Again, I'm still not sure. There's so much intimidate for what this is worth. Escalate Violence, pay 1, 3/3. It's a block. It's a blue. When this attacks, if you control a might token, create 3 more. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. So that at least gets you some more stuff there. I do wonder whether or not how we're getting... Is the concept of Go Again in this deck actually going to happen? Is it effectively just like this? Well, I know some of the Go Again stuff, but obviously that's later on down the line here. Gang Robbery. When this attacks a hero, steal an aura they control or a token they control. If they control 3 or more auras, this gets +3. Again, kind of cool, right? Being able to just quite literally just say, okay, cool, steal an aura. That's like if you're trying, if your opponent has a spectral shield out and you're just like, cool, like take that thing. Yeah, the Go Again won't exist in Lyeth. It will exist in Brute though, because I do know some of the cards in the Brute class that are down there that I'm very excited about. This is a card I don't know about. Tear Down the Idols. When the attacks are revealed, I don't even care about it anymore. You see how quickly that was? I was like, when the attacks a revered hero, I don't give a shit. Stop it. I don't care about the card anymore. Old Switcheroo. If you care about clashes, this is fine. It's whatever. Rip Up Their Virtues. This is another card I have not seen. Destroy up to 3 toughness tokens. Create a might token for each token destroyed this way. Ooh, interesting. I do believe we won't run Go Again often. We won't run Blood Rush Bellows. Run Ball Breaker? What? Why would you not run Blood Rush Bellow in like KO at least? In Tough Night, it doesn't make any sense. KO, you should still be running Blood Rush Bellow, right? Fight Dirty. If this is defended by a revered card, don't care anymore. Mocking Blow. Oh, also, there's Cheap Shot. I was just like, this is my friend Spoiler. This is Flesh and Bad's Spoiler. I helped them record a little bit of their spoiler for this one, so. 0/6s in KO. We have a few 8s. Yeah, true, I guess, right? You don't have the same value as old KO. You do Tough Nut because he gets 2 weapons. But like, why? I don't know I don't know that you're going to be running 2 Mandible Claws in Tough Nut. You know? But who's to say, right? Anyway, Mocking Blow, kind of fun. Overturn the results. This is cool. If you had failed to win a clash, revealing this, instead you win the clash and the crowd boos you. Kind of cool if you're like playing into a clash heavy build, right? Cheap Shot. If you've been booed this turn, you may play this as over an instant. Deal 2 damage. Super good, right? Again, this is Cheap Shot is literally just Cheeto's charm, but again, right? Super powerful, right? Very good way to just kind of be like, cool, die. Sorry, bud. I don't play Brood. I'm just going off with Savage Lands. Said you start with. I see. I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's just Club. Club is the weapon for Tough Nut. Beat Chest sounds probably okay, but again, with Beat Chest, you have to keep your whole hand. There's just no way for you to keep all that stuff, I guess, but Sadistic Salvo, we've seen this card. Next attack this turn gets +5 and intimidate target hero. Insane. It does cost 3, blocks for 2 though, so kind of bad. Mocking Blow is your 2-card 10. True, right, because you pump it to 6, and then if you've been booed, you can just use the Liars or the Cheeto charm, right? So you can theoretically make it a 2-card. Well, you're gonna need 4 in pitch, Cheeto charm, and Mocking Blow, and this can come in for 10 with 2 over the top. So yeah, it would need to be a 3-card 10 probably, because you need a boo. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I'm stupid. When the attacks here, if you have more life than them, the crowd boos you. Stupid. Never mind. Yeah, 2-card 10. Well, no. Well, I mean, if you have a tuna trigger, right? 1.5 card 10. Because of Vigor token, maybe, and like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, Arrogant Showboating. Create a might token for each defending card controlled by an opponent on the combat chain. That's kind of fun. A lot of might tokens. Concealed Object. When this enters the arena, crowd boos you. Instant tap, target attack gets +1. Not bad. It does trigger on CNC. Pretty good. Can't complain about that. The beginning of your end turn, beginning of your end phase, destroy this. So, interesting. I mean, it's probably not the best thing, but it is notably a. Well, no, it still is only a 1-turn thing, right? You get booed, you get a Vigor token, and then you can tap it to get an attack at +1, and then you destroy it. Yeah, because you get a Vigor and you get a +1 value for blue instant. I don't know. It's okay. I'm sure there's value in this somewhere, you know, but it gives target attack +1. So, you got Life as 2 value. Yeah. Bask in your own greatness. When this attacks, you may pay up to 3 resources. Create that many might tokens. Like, that's not terrible either. 0 for 4, blocks 2. But if you pay 3, it's a 3 for 4. Well, if they translate into might tokens, I guess effectively it's still a 2-card 7. Which isn't good, but it is good if you can find a way to give this go again, like with Razor Reflex. Give this go again and then do it again. So kind of fun. Clench the upper hand. When this attacks or defends, if you have more life than each other hero, the crowd boos you. Only blocks for 2. Okay. Oh god, excuse me. Fuck. Yeah, it only blocks for 2. When it attacks, though, I mean, it's a 0 for 4 that attacks. If you have more life, you get booed, so you get a vigor token. So definitely not bad to play in Cheeto. Lyeth, I don't know that Lyeth obviously cares about this card because that's already poor stats for them. It comes in for 2 damage and blocks for 1. Not good. Goon Battery. For all the gooners, all the gooning that we're doing here. You guys remember? Do you remember that? You remember when Brian Gottlieb said gooning on live, like YouTube streaming? I could not believe my ears when I heard that. I was like, did he just, does he know what he's saying? Does he know that this is not what he thinks it is anymore? So anyway, enough of that. That was funny. Goon Battery. What does this do? It's a blue, block 3, 0 cost, 1 power. If you control 3 or more auras, this gets +3. When this hits a hero, tap them. Okay, Alex gooning. Fair. 3 or more auras, this gets +3, and when this hits a hero, tap them. Not really worth it, I think. Goon Beatdown. If you control 3 or more auras, it gets +3, and when this hits a hero, the crowd boos you. That might be not terrible. It's a 0 for 4. If you have the might tokens already, right? So 0 for 4, block 3. Blue, block 3. As long as it has a blue and it blocks 3, it's in a pretty good stat point. Goon Tactics. If you control 3 or more auras, +3, and when this hits a hero, destroy the top card of their deck. Huh. I guess that's fine. It doesn't seem incredibly good, but it is something I've seen about KO is that KO uses his ability to make blue cards reds. And anytime I heard that, I went, oh, so like the Mystic Heroes. And I went, wait a minute, stop. Don't say that. Like, don't make it seem like Mystic Heroes are back, because that's going to be a lot of problems for a lot of people, I think. Instill Fear. 0 for 3, when this attacks a hero, banish them. Or banish them. What the fuck? When this attacks a hero, intimidate them. So just as 0 for 3, intimidate. Not terrible. Blocks for 3. That's actually really good. This is going to be crazy in Commoner. Holy cow, that's going to be good in Commoner. Okay. Low Blow. You've been booed this turn. This gets +3. So this is a 1. This is a 1 card 6 off Tunic. If you've been booed. Pretty good. Take that. This is a 0 for 5. Blocks for 2. When the combat check closes, if it didn't hit, the defending hero creates a might token. I mean, that's still really good. You can just play the yellows. 0 for 4? You can just follow this up with a cool poop. 1 card 5? Hello? Turn the crowd hateful. Don't care about this card. Boos. Oh, you don't say. Go again. When this enters the Lucy arena, the crowd boos you. Oh, boos. Boo. Oh, boos. And freaking cheers. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. How did I not put that together? What the hell? It's stupid. Okay, cool. Boos. Awesome. Cruel Ambition. Create 3 might tokens. Go again. That's not terrible. That's kind of cool, especially for Lyeth. That's really cool. Revolting Gesture. Your next attack this turn gets +3 create a might token. Go again. I mean, notably, like, the 2 blocks almost seem super good in Lyeth, because, like, he's not really going to care about blocking. So, like, he'd rather just utilize them to pump power. So, like, the things that give +3 and have a 2 block seem really good in Lyeth. +3 and a vigor? What? From who? For where? What was +3 in a vigor? Did I miss that? I don't think I did. Anywho, villainous pose. This is kind of cool. Pay 2, your next attack this turn gets +4, crowd boos you. This is nice. Okay. You can say I am tired. Yeah, I was like, dog, I don't know what to tell you, man. I definitely did not see a +3 in a vigor. I saw that if you were a reviled hero, you got that, but not anything else. Villainous pose kind of good. I mean, again, blocks 2, but again, I think these are cards that Lyeth are going to care about more, I think, just because villainous pose is crazy. That's good. That's just good. Disdainful Delight. When this is defending, if you've been booed this turn, this gets +1. Okay. If you boo this turn, it gets +1 defense. So it'll block, right? Not so tough. When this defends a revered here, I don't care. All right. Oh, I didn't see we had a brute chest. What? So look at this. Okay, so we're through all the reviled and revered stuff. Let's just take a pause here, right? Out of the reviled and revered stuff, it seems that the revered stuff is good at blocking, and the reviled stuff is good at attacking. Very basic in that standpoint. But notably, it's good against one another because it's like, cool, if your opponent pumps, you block very well. If your opponent blocks very well and you don't have enough pump, they get to come in with the big attack kind of deal. So I'm sure the limited format's going to be a lot of fun, but we'll see. Very interesting stuff so far. I think that, again, Lyeth having 5 cards at every single turn, like, it's just insane. 5 cards every turn and also Liar's Charm, just ridiculous. But notably, I do think KO's ability to just like ping people for stuff, or they discard a card, because you get 2 or 3 value out of that, right? Because if every card at its base level is a value of 3, you either are going to take 2 damage or you're going to discard a card. So unless the one card in your hand is like a Sigil of Solace, like you're not really gonna like do much there. So there's that, and of course like Cheap Shot is the other card too. So let's get into the actual brute stuff then. So this is where personally I find a lot of the power comes in the set, is in the brute and the guardian stuff. The reviled and revered stuff is cute, it's fun, little things there, but I do think that a lot of the power comes in from these cards for their main classes here. Obviously, let's talk about the legendary Gauntlets of Tyrannical Rex. You can only activate this if you already have a card with 6 or more power in the pitch zone, but it is +1 to your next attack, period. Your next attack. So again, you can have those CNCs come in for 7. You can have anything that's coming in for 6 come in for 7 for a non-hit. I know cards in exact that ping for 2 reckless swings is exactly like just literally just pings, and I think that's good. I mean, it's not exactly interactable, but it is like you're really cheating. Like I really do think that that's like a cheating aspect, is being able to cool. I'm gonna try pinging you for 2, right? And if there's 9 cards in there that ping you for 2, that is 18 damage off of just these cards alone. Pretty good. Gauntlets of Tyrannical Rex. Pretty good card. I don't know that Tough Nut's going to run this one. I do think that KO Armed and Dangerous is for sure going to run this. I do think that Cheeto is probably going to run this for sure. Rhinar will probably run this if I were to guess, but maybe not. Rhinar might actually just play Apex Bonebreaker. But it's really good. Bulletin, like, exactly right, because like you don't, I mean, it literally could be like charm. It's like, cool, I discard 3 cards in order for me to not die. It's like, okay, Like, that's kind of big. And then of course, like, yeah, reckless swing, the whole shebang. Overbearing presence is common. Chess piece. Pay 3, destroy this, create 3 vigor tokens. Activate this only if there's a card with 6 more in the pitch zone. Okay. Not terrible. Blade break 1 though. Good commoner card though. 3 vigor tokens can really change a game, so I think it's not terrible. Reckless Stampede, notably, another card that pings, which is pretty good. Like, this is crazy. It's a 2 card. This is another swing pig, notably. You pay 2, you attack. Whenever a card defends this, you clash with the defending hero. The winner deals 1 damage to the other hero. Each hero may put their revealed card on the bottom of its owner's deck. So, defend for 6. Right. Block with 2 cards. You clash, you win, you deal another point of damage. You clash, you win, you deal another point of damage. So you're pinging for 2 more, maybe, right? Or at least you're pinging for 1. But huge value, like insane amount of value there. So pretty cool. And like each hero may put their revealed card at the bottom of its owner's deck. That just means that like if you have a good card, you can just keep it on top. Huge value. Show of Strength. Swing big number 3. You pay 2, it's coming for 8. If your opponent blocks with 2 6s, it comes down to 6. But if your opponent blocks with 2 cards, you still get 2 damage over. Tons of value and no downside to full blocking it. So this is just a good card. Challenge the Alpha. This only cares about attacking brutes, but it is a yellow 6 that blocks 3. So depending on what you're doing, it might not be terrible to have in there, but I think notably, it shouldn't go in the deck if you can help it. Disturb the Peace. This can't be defended by Guardian auras. Okay, so this I already don't care about. When this hits a Guardian here, destroy an aura they control. 2 cards, 6, block 3. Or 2 costs, 6, block 3. I mean, if I need another red, that is a 6, sure, but I don't think I do. Energetic Impact. This, notably, is a 6 and KO armed and dangerous, as we can tell. When this defends together with a card with 6 or more power, create a vigor token. That's just good. Smashing Ground. This is the card I wanted to see in KO immediately, which is just a super good card. It costs 3 instead of 2, so it feels a little bad, but if it has 6 or more power, it gets when this hits a hero, destroy a card in their arsenal. KO made Smite tokens. So you can bring this up to 6. And if it hits, you destroy a card in their arsenal. That's good. Smash with Big Rock. Cards defending this can't gain defense. Pretty good in the limited scenario. It doesn't block for anything. But it's a yellow 6 that we can utilize to, use our brute powers or whatever, right? So, oh, it's right, Hamal. Yeah, that's right, because you can just pitch these because they're 6s, right? So exactly. That's the reason why I think Armed and Dangerous KO is like the one that is like getting the most value out of this entire set, is because a whole bunch of cards that are blue block 3s that are 6s in pitch help turn on a lot of these other cards that say when a 6 power is in pitch, you get the effect, right? You're able to activate the ability. And so I think it genuinely is like really good in that KO deck. But I'm sure other heroes are going to be able to utilize it just as well. But I think that KO, obviously, KO's hero power is just the best out of all the brutes right now. And I think that is what is going to allow him to become like the best. But we'll see. Song of Sinew. This is a really good card in Tough Nut, notably, because you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Your next attack this turn gets plus X, where X is the number of cards with 6 or more power revealed this way. And then you get to put them back on top of your deck in any order. So you get to stack your deck, and you get to determine what cards you want on top, right? So that's really good. So that way you can like make sure you're going to have a blue on top if you're trying to do rock stuff, or if you're just trying to like clash better, you can utilize that too. Old KO gets super good with this. Super good. But yeah, Song of Sinew, pretty good. Yeah. Tough Nut would be an insane deck with 4 intellect. I'm just saying. Like, if they gave him 4 intellect, I do genuinely think he would be pretty crazy. But he doesn't. So it is what it is, I guess. All right. Let's move on here. Strongest Survive. This is 3/7, 3/6, 3/5. Okay, so immediately KO can run this for a good amount of value. Hold on. Cat was getting into plastic. I heard it. I heard it deep in my brain. Strongest Survive. When this hits a hero, they discard a card unless they reveal a card from their hand with power greater than the damage dealt this way. What the fuck? So you run the reds in this one, right? When this hits a hero, they discard a card unless they reveal a card from their hand with power greater than the damage dealt this way. So if you deal 4 damage, they have to reveal something with 5 in their hand. Otherwise, they discard a card. That's like kind of good, right? Are we not? Is that not kind of good? Right? That's not bad. Maybe, I mean, the blues we can obviously at least run in KO, but like reds are pretty good too. Vigorous Roar. Yeah, it is there's so many different ways to build each of these heroes. I do think it is nice. I think it's a fun way to go about actually making it like happen, you know? Brute Disruption is something that I mean, it's always been around, right? It hasn't been as prevalent, but it's always been around. But now it's, I mean, Strongest Survive is like, this is such a good Rhinar card. Are you kidding me? Like, that's a good card in Rhinar. You just beat chest, intimidate, play Strongest Survive, block with 2 cards. Okay, cool. Can you show me a card that has more power than, I don't know, what the hell would you do on that? 6, more power than 6? If not, discard that card in your hand. Like, what? That's good. I do think a lot of these cards are going to be good. A lot of these mid-range cards are going to be just good in Rhinar. I think if you're looking for a good mid-range brute, Rhinar is going to be the one, but we'll see if Tough Nut actually takes the cake there. Vigorous Roar. Your next attack this turn gets +3 if there's a card with 6 or more in your pitch zone. Create a Vigor token. Go again. Okay. That's not bad. It's got Go again, so that's at least nice. +3 and a Vigor token. That's 4 value. It's 0 for 4. You like to see that. But I don't know. Oh, Visit the Boneyard. I spoiled that card. Yeah, CNC for 9 is kind of insane. I did kind of gloss over the fact that it says your next attack this turn. That's on me. Definitely huge amounts of value there. Because notably, you can do this into this. You can come in for 10. Come in for 10, and then you make a Vigor token. Well, you'd want to... I guess this is more of a... You'd want to pay into something to then play Vigorous Roar and then play Strongest Survive. Yeah. Visit the Boneyard. All right. Brute Gang. I've heard good things about this card. Like, a lot of people have told me that it's been a pretty cool thing to see in the Brute list. Being able to put a card with 6 or more power from your graveyard on top of your deck and then create a Vigor token at instant speed, and it's a blue, not bad. But this is... The reason I thought this card was cool, it's funny because, so when I got this card as my spoiler, I genuinely was like, okay, like that's probably good for brutes because they want to have more 6s in the deck. And I'm just like, wait a minute. That gets CNC back in your deck. That gets Swing Big back in your deck. That gets Now, all the other swing bigs back in your deck, that gets blue sixes back in your deck. That gets erase face back in your deck. That gets a whole, like, all the things in your deck back. So that's pretty good. Granted, though, it's a miss, right? I think that's the downside. It's a miss and it doesn't block. So it's a miss and it doesn't block. So I don't know whether or not it's going to actually see play. Exactly, right? Like, there's the only value is it's technically 4 value. I would well, it replaces itself. It's only 1 value. You have to play the card, gets the card back in your deck, and then you get a vigor token. It's 1 value. I don't think the card is like that busted, frankly, but if you're looking to like manipulate a clash, right, in a specific situation in which you're about to clash with your opponent, you can play Visit the Boneyard, put a really powerful card on the top of your deck. Notably, something that I believe this works with, and I could be wrong, is I think this makes the yeah, I mean, you put Beast Within on top, obviously, but like what I immediately thought when I saw this card is I was like, I wonder if the Levia Shaden Death Hydra thing gets easier with this. Because if you're going to do tear limb from limb, draw a card, and then discard a random card, like, if you put Shaden Death Hydra on top, that's value, right? Because then it's plus 13 onto a thing, and you can send 19 points of damage. So Reinhardt setting it for Wild Ride is a really good use case since Reinhardt blue. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, having Reinhardt guaranteed, having the guaranteed Wild Ride is really good here. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a fine card for what it's worth. Asking for Trouble. I have not seen this card. When this defends, create a Vigor token under the attacking hero's control. Okay. That's not terrible, I guess. Vigor token under the attacking hero's control. I mean, it's a block 4. It's a yellow block 4. Huh. Yellow block 4, but give a Vigor to your opponent. So answer my phone? Why? Are you calling me? Why are you calling me? Call me again. You and Ian both called me. What are you doing? Call me again. I'm not going to call you back. You can call me. They out here trying to get in contact with me. What the hell? There's a voice. I'm sorry, Nick called me? What? What are you doing? Okay. What is happening? Hold on. Well, all my friends just trolled me, I guess, so that's a fun thing. It sounds like they're out there at a party or something. What the hell? That's cool. Well, good. They're having a good time. Literally called and asked. God, they asked if my refrigerator was running. Insane work. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled thing we're doing. I'll give you a brute non-discard identity, which is my goal with the new KO. Yeah, wanting to be able to do non-discards is good. Talking about a yellow block for giving a vigor is just like, what the fuck is this for? I guess I need to get a block to deal with these guardians. Yeah. Yeah, it is actually running. The refrigerator is in fact running. God, I'm wondering what Nick put in my goddamn voicemail now. I bet he's just like moaning into the microphone. I bet that's all that is. I bet if I open up this voicemail right now, it's just gonna be him moaning in the microphone. That sounds like something Nick would do. Anyway, Bash Guardian, card's already bad. I don't care about that. Familiar Stench. When one or more brute cards defends this creative vigor token, I also don't care about that. Buck Wild. If there's a card with 6 or more power in your great pitch zone, this gets go again. This is the card. This is the card. I read this card in the release notes and I was like, what the actual hell are you talking about? This is insane. This card is good. This card is so good. This card is so good. Buckwild is the most insane shit I've ever seen. Not only that, guess what? Flex speed also incredibly good go again. Like, this is cool too. If it has 6 or more power, it gains go again. It gets go again. Do you have might tokens? These get go again. Like, that's crazy. And these are just brute. Like, these are just brute cards. These are so good. This is just Wild Ride, but like way more great. Like, oh my God. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, brute commons. Commons. So you know how crazy KO's going to get in commoner now? You know how crazy Rhinar is going to be in commoner? This is insane. Guess what? Downside. Buckwild blocks for 2. Flex speed blocks for 3 though. Value. Blue flex speed, not a 5. So it doesn't come in for 6. But flex speed red is a 6. But yeah, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. This is what I wanted to get to. Buckwild and flex speed. This was the most insane thing I had seen. I was just like, no, wait a minute. What in the world are we doing with this? So I like this a lot. I think this is a very, very good card for it being a common. Yeah, blue flex speed. Yeah, exactly. Any of these, like blue flex speed, you can run this in Cheeto. Yeah, like genuinely good brute cards. So I saw this and I immediately was like, thank God I just bought into brute, because if I didn't, God, these cards are gonna be so good. And they're commons. I don't have to fight for them. I want to joke about flex strength being clashed here in STS. STS? Show them. I don't know. What is that one? Am I crazy? Oh, no. Oh, Slay the Spire. I see. I don't know that. I've been told I need to play Slay the Spire, but I have not done so yet. So. Flex strength. Yeah. Let's see here. If there's 6 more power, it gets +3. That's kind of cool. This is a 3-card 9. That's bad value. Right? Yeah. Bump it to 6. So this is not terrible. Well, no. Yeah, this is not terrible. Playing the blue. Playing the blue is good. Because it's a 3-card 9, but on a blue, which is value town, right? That's what we want to see. So blue flex strength's pretty good. Not good. Yeah. But I mean, if you're pumping stuff too, right? If you're playing like Rhinar, right? To pump up something, you play like a Bonebreaker Bellow or something. This will come in for, you know, it could come in for 9 and then +3 to 12. That's a 3-card 12. That's much better value for the red. Much better. Right? Because you 3-card 12? No, sorry, that's a 4-card 12. Right? Yeah. Play Bonebreaker Bellow. Pitching a blue. Discarding a 6. Intimidating. Oh, hello. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. That's okay. I can't read the name, but that's fine. That's on me. Thank you for subbing. Appreciate you. Yeah, so it's 4. The 4-card 12. Not good. Never mind. Too much stuff happening there. But flex strength and this. Oh, damn it, I clicked on it again. Flex strength and heroic grit. That's a 2-card 9. Yeah, right. 0 cost pumps. Where are they? Boop, 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 boop. Oh, this. No, that's a 1 cost. Where are there 0 cost pumps? Did I miss that? Oh, yeah, like vigorous. Yeah, vigorous roar. It's actually pretty good. So vigorous roar, and then flex strength, right? That brings it to 7, and then it brings it to 10, all for 3 cards. So a 3-card 10. Maybe you're lucky and you get a vigor token, right? So 3-card 10, make a vigor. That's not terrible. It's pretty good rate, I think. Maybe. But you could do that, or you could play, you know, you can play heroic grit. True, and toughness also a toughness, exactly. So anyway, let's go to give him a piece of your mind. What the hell? Okay, so pay 2 when this combat chain closes. If this didn't hit, the discarded. Yeah, when the combat chain closes, if this didn't hit, the defending hero creates a vigor token. I mean, no, it blocks 2. No, we don't like that card. It is a 2-card. It is a 2-cost 7 though, which notably might not be terrible in Tough Nut. But it's probably not going to see play. High-pitched howl. When this attacks, if there is a card with 6 or more in power in your pitch zone, create a vigor token. Okay, so you get a vigor token when this attacks. Okay. Yeah. Kind of poor rate. Not great. Don't love it. Also, I mean, it blocks 3. That's fine, but you think it's worth it? Like, yeah, it's good, but like, yeah, he doesn't have go again. It doesn't come in for like the correct rate. I mean, you can maybe run the yellows or the. Yeah. Then we have rough up. If there's a card with 6 or more power in your pitch zone, this gets +1. Like, this isn't bad. If that at least comes in for 7, I guess, but yeah, I mean, having additional vigor stack is pretty good, so yeah. So maybe there's a big vigor focus there, especially if I'm going to be like on Tough Nut or something. Like, that's what I'm saying, is like Tough Nut and vigor sounds correct. And obviously Tough Nut and really any brute, or what do you call it? Vigor and any brute is going to be really good. Yeah, unexpected backhand. Again, another card that pings the hell out of you. When you win a clash, revealing this, deal 1 damage to another hero. What? It's like, cool, yeah, my opponent's at 1. Block with Trounce. Cool. Visit the Boneyard, put unexpected background on top, flip. Deal 1 damage to you. Die. It's pretty good. I like this card a lot. Notably, again, 3 block, 5 blue in KO. This is a good KO card. This is another good KO card. KO Armed and Dangerous, more specifically. But I mean, it's still just a good card. Like, yeah, like this is good. I mean, it does exactly what it says it does. It's an unexpected backhand. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Vigorous Smash Up. Again, this is a clash for Vigor tokens, right? When this defends, clash with these hacking hero, the winner creates a Vigor token. Let me put the, okay, so Vigorous Smash Up might not be terrible to run if Vigor is really important. Notably, again, another good clash card because we can run this in blue in KO Armed Dangerous and it makes us a Vigor, which is really good. Bark Obscenities. Your next attack that targets a Guardian hero this turn gets +4. Okay. Iron Fist Revelation. So, okay, so this is the Brute stuff, right? We're done with the Brute stuff here. A lot of the power for Brute came in this section right here. This is, I mean, Buck Wild, Flex Speed, Blue Flex Strength, really. High Pitch Howl if a Vigor is really that necessary at the time. Unexpected Backhand's really good. Freaking Vigorous Roar, Strongest Survive, freaking Song of Sinew, Smashing Ground, Reckless Stampede, Show of Strength. These 2 cards right here are just like insane. A lot of value there. So I do think it is very, very worth it to be running them. But now we move into the Guardian stuff. Now, notably, as somebody who does not play Guardian, I'm not sure the true effect of some of these or how attainable some of these are. More specifically, the one card that I think is going to be the most insane thing, and of course, if this happens so frequently in this side quest is easy to do, then that's awesome, but it probably won't be. Yeah, exactly. I don't think this card is good at all. Iron Fist Revelation. When this defends, you may turn a face down card with Crush in your arsenal face up. If you do, put a +1 counter on it. That card belonged in Mastery Pack Guardian. Why that card is here when instead it should be something along the lines of when this blocks, the next aura you play costs 2 less or something. That would be cool because that would be relevant to Pleiades, but whatever, I guess, not the end of the world there. Stand Strong, just common equipment, make a confidence token, pretty cool. 3 resources for a confidence token though, it's a little too much. No Tall Tales. These tower cards are like some of the craziest stuff in that I've seen in Guardian, and notably the tower cards are insane, but you do have to go through the side quest of making everything line up to where you can add like 10 points of damage or more onto these cards. Now, how easy is that able to be done in Pleiades? Probably very well. How easy is it going to be able to be done in Lyath? Also probably pretty well, because you have cards like, again, notably, as Hamal had mentioned, I believe earlier, these all have 0 cost that come in for 3, which means that you can just play Nimblism. So, and also, yeah, Towering Titan. Like Lyath has the ability to play an insane amount of auras because he's got the resources for them. It's insane. Like with Palm and the blue, it's like, what do you want to be doing all the time? Yeah. Exactly. Embolden is now a playable card. True, very true. In the palm of your hand, notably also, again, very good. Obviously, enters draw card, very good. It just, nets you another card. Gets a suspense counter, it's pretty good. But No Tall Tales has the on hit of, if it's got power greater than its base, it gets +1. So you need to get it up to 12, and then it will go up to 13. If this has 13 or more power, it gets when this hits a hero, cards they own lose and can't gain go again during their next action phase. Quite literally Spinal Crush, but you got to work harder for it. Not terrible, again, because that is certainly a powerful effect. Because notably, ninjas ain't gonna, they're not gonna block that. They can't block that. It's huge, right? It's wild. Works on Cilio, Spinal Crush does not. Because it says they lose go again, right? Is that what Spinal Crush says? Your cards, opponent's cards lose go again. Yeah, exactly. It's huge. This is cool. But if there is one card in the Guardian pool that I think is the most egregious thing I have ever seen in my life, it's cut a long story short. This card is the nastiest thing I've ever seen. And we are going to see more and more people have instant speed ability things to get around this, because my God, this says it gets +1 if it's power greater than its base. So again, if you get up to 12, it'll bump it to 13. If it has 13 or more power, it gets when this hits a hero, they discard their hand. I believe it. Alexis, I believe that shit. That is literally like, that is the wildest thing. I have never, now notably, this is going to seem fun and cool and silly, but when Gravy Bones just discards all of the allies that he wants into his graveyard, it's going to feel bad. But still, for any other hero, that's a lot. So it's literally either hope your opponent doesn't have a confidence token, and if they don't, you can block it all, or at least most of it, right? But you're time walking them no matter what. If it hits, you discard their hand. If it doesn't hit, it's because you blocked with your whole hand. So oh, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. Like, I mean, it costs 0, for God's sakes. Literally just bump up everything. You play 2 active glories. That's +12 to your next attack, right? So that's already in the clear for this, right? So if you're able to get out 2 active glories in the matter of a turn, or at least like within that same time frame, right? You get 1 out, you let it go down, you get another out, you remove the counter, and then you just like send this damage. Like, what? Right, yeah, exactly. You can bring it back. You can bring it back. It's huge. But it is very powerful. I think this is going to be like the card to kind of get around in Pleiades. I don't know that any other hero is going to be running this, notably. Except for Pleiades and Lyeth. Lyeth for sure can run this. Pleiades is for sure going to run this. I don't think any other Guardian's going to run this, just because it's too hard to get. But then we get cut off at the knees. Yeah, exactly. This is crazy. It's literally just, if this has power greater than its base, gets +1. If it has 13 or more power, it gets when this hits a hero, destroy the top 3 cards of their deck. Hello? Leave a dent in to cut off the knees, mill 7? What? Is that what Leave a Dent does? I've never seen that before. So, oh my God, what the hell? Hold on. just chatting with my roommate a little bit. He just got back from a long week trip and was showing me the thing he just got. So hanging out with him. But anyway, yeah, cut off the knees. That's crazy. Mill 7. If Mill Guardian becomes like a pretty prevalent thing, that's going to be kind of insane. I'm curious how that's going to work out. And then there's Cut the Small Talk, which is pretty much just like the way Guardian absolutely just kills Prism, which sucks. But Guardian already was pretty good into Prism, notably. So nothing for there. Hungry for More, good suspense, gains 3, right? You're gaining life, very good value. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, all auras. What? It's okay. Again, Guardian notably already a good game plan into Rune Blades. So no change there really. Turn heads, this is fine. It's actually not great because this target brute hero taps them. They don't untap during the next end phase. Not really that big. Who blinks first? When this leaves the arena, you may destroy an aura permanent that a Guardian hero controls. Again, does not matter. Full of Bravado. When this attacks or defends, if you control an aura of suspense, create a confidence token. That's pretty good because it nets you a confidence token for you to use. So not terrible. Also, when it defends too. But it blocks 2. Oh. Yeah, it does only block 2. I gotta start looking at the bottom right side of cards before I start freaking out about them. Oh, a block 2. I don't know that we can do that, gang. I don't know that that's right. That's not good. Story beats. When this attacks or defends, you may put a suspense counter on or remove one from an aura of suspense you control. Again, I don't. Yeah, that's a block 2 also. Bash Brute, that's going to be bad. Familiar Story, also notably bad. Power Play, if this was played from Arsenal, it gets +5. That's good in Lyeth. Yeah, like Story Beats is fine. I don't think you're ever going to have like enough counters to like move those things over a whole lot. So I don't know. Power Play looks good. This is like a good Lyeth card, notably. Like pretty good. Not terrible, I guess. But, you know, it is what it is. Exactly right. This is always will be a 6. This movie just adds or removes. Well, yeah. I mean, like, I guess it's just like more so you're not normally experiencing it to where you're having to double remove or double add. I guess it does add more onto your like blue auras, which is fine. And allows you to move those auras or those tokens from or the counters from one to the other. Shoot your mouth off. When the combat chain closes, if it didn't hit, defending hero creates a confidence token. 3 for 8 is not terrible, I guess. Like yeah, that's pretty good. It blocks for 2. Bye, Saren. Bye, Saren. So yeah, I guess it's not terrible. It's not the end of the world here, I guess. Short Shrift. Cost 0, 3, 3. Okay. If this has power greater than this base, it gets +1 crush. When this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, they discard a card. I mean, that's Lyeth, right? This is a Lyeth card. That's pretty good. Again, Nimblism target. What do you call it? Razor Reflex target. If you literally just have freaking Towering Titan out, it's a 0 cost, like a ton of fucking damage. Hi Ari, bye Ari. Y'all are just listening to me in the car. We're just yapping over here about some new stuff. Your girl Pleiades is pretty cool, but I definitely think a lot of these Guardian cards are for Lyeth and not for Pleiades. So small problem if this is power grid in its base. So again, yeah, these cards are so good. When this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, destroy an aura they control. She is pretty cool. She's pretty cool. I definitely got to say, it's funny because she gives me illusionist vibes, and that might be offensive to your thought process of the love for Pleiades. So small problem. Again, destroying aura. That's kind of cool. Not going to be super effective in most cases, except for when Dromite comes back and you destroy my burn them all, and I'm going to cry about it. We Wrecking Ball. Power Grenades base gets +1. Destroy cards in arsenal. Okay. So this is the same like thing here. So these are the other suspense cores, right? Dramatic Pause, Active Glory. Dramatic Pause, with Centuries of the Arena, target defending attack action gets +2 to this channeling. I mean, that's not terrible in Liath. It costs 0. And it's an instant. Yeah. It is a suspense feeder for sure. It gives you tokens to take, or it gives you counters to take off of it to put on other stuff. Liath invokes Great Fear. Liath is really nuts. I don't know. I think Liath is going to be pretty powerful. Alexis, I'm so excited you're actually feel so excited about this set that you want to build all 4 heroes. Like that is the joy, knowing that it was dooming for so long, and then it's just like, I'm in. I'm so in. Edge of the Seats, very good. Tension in the Air, also again another pump card, very good. These 3 cards, good. As long as it's gotten you out of Doomer mode. That's all that's. I mean, I knew the second I knew that this was just like hit big thing, the set, I was like, I think there's just going to be some disruption. That's kind of crazy here. Yeah, these blue cards here are just the best. Like, huge value. Moment Maker is so bad, though. Don't at me. I mean, hey, at least she's got a weapon that it comes out in the set-esque, as opposed to freaking Tough Nuts just gotta go like, yeah, cool, rock. Suspense is killing me, to be continued, and what happens next. This is crazy. I think these are really good. Getting to be continued out. I mean, even for all of these being 0 and all of them having 2 suspense counters, and then of course being able to just cycle in these different counters on them, like the only thing that makes these cards suck really bad is that you can scour them. And that sucks. So it's worse than running a shield. She can use Rampart's true. She can use Rampart really well. All right, bye, Saren. Yeah. So these are good. Just notably, I think every Pleiades uses all of these for sure. Yeah. Things cool, specifically if you pump it. Yeah, I mean, if you're pumping the axe, right, then that's, or pumping the hammer axe, that's not terrible. So sit. Okay, this is just bad. And then we get into generics. Okay, so generics, notably, I'm curious what the rest of these generics are. These we've seen. These are just the other things here. They do an LL and use 3 Briars Blues, including a regrowth. See, Alexis, I knew that LL would be the thing to keep you in check, because it's literally just I get to do the broken thing, the game. Project Blue, no, Living Legend for that one. But it is I don't know. I mean, I think that's, so far looking at this set, the Guardian stuff is really powerful. but like, I guess I'd need to know where it. I can't compare a lot of this to where the old Guardian cards are, because like the previous Guardian blues are just like, cool, we got crush effects. A lot of these say that, cool, that crush effect gets like a ton of value now, but I don't know. They're gonna ban CYB before Worlds because no, I don't think they're gonna do that, Alexis. I genuinely don't. CYB new notably like hella dies to like hyper fatigue that, or hyper aggro that doesn't miss. Like I think Needle's Ira is a pretty bad match for you, right? And then also notably Dromai kind of kills the hell out of you, right? Yeah, Chain just definitely kills you. It's like, cool, yeah, let me banish a card from your hand. Oh, oops, cool, thanks for that. Yeah, and notably Chain is still incredibly prevalent. Yeah, I mean, Illusionist has always beat the shit out of Assassin for so long, and especially Dromai. Dromai just like, all my stuff is on board, and you're not really going wide enough for you to kill like 3 to 4 power things. So, play the Gravy game, you can misplay the dragons. I mean, you can misplay the Ashwings, but you can't misblade. You're not really misblading like Mirror Guy, you know? Also, drone pop everything with drone. True. Yeah, I guess theoretically you do have drone, which isn't terrible, because I mean, like deep down, that means like what you're really running 6 poppers, right? That's how that deck works. 3 CNC, 3 drone. Or is it 9 poppers? 9 poppers. What am I missing? Battlefront Bastion? Weakest link. Yeah, in a yeah. Okay. I mean, still, if I can get it's nowhere near the Guardian matchup, I promise. It is so much. Oh god, I love the Dromai Assassin matchup. I love that shit. Well, to GM some games, it is doable, right? I mean, if I don't see rakes, right, it's just kind of like, okay, cool, whatever, but you end up figuring it out. I don't think it's unwinnable, but I definitely think that you have to see a lot of your good stuff. So no, yeah, Starvo doesn't really kill you, because I mean, Starvo runs out of cards and ways to block, like in ways to give dominate, especially now since they don't have Crown of Seeds. Like Crown of Seeds, I would have been surprised if you weren't playing like freaking CYB Oldham or something. But now that Crown of Seeds is gone, it's just hard for them to do that thing. Anywho, let's get into the generics here real quick. Cutting Retort. This is kind of a fun card. Once it attacks a hero, you may pay up to 3 resources, destroy that many aura tokens with different names they control. If you do, this gets +1 for each aura destroyed this way. I don't know if this is good. I don't think this is good. Overcrowded though. This card, crazy good. Yeah, you should hate Overcrowded. This card is good. I cannot believe that when they showed this card, they were just like, Codex of Frailty fans, there you go, pretty good. Just the tunic for 6 first Rune Blade. Yeah, you definitely get to just like put a whole bunch against a Rune Blade, but not many people have enough like different auras out. I guess it's also good into like Prism, right? But I don't know. Overcrowded though, really good card. At least being able to ambush block is great. And then of course, if you have to, if you're blocking out something like, it's really that Codex of Frailty turn where they Codex, you have to get an attack action back into your banish zone or from your grave, into your arsenal. Your opponent chooses to leave no witnesses. They attack you with the leave no witnesses or an endless arrow. And you go, okay, cool, block with overcrowded for 4. Clears it. It's pretty good. Frailty does not affect the defense value. So pretty good. But is it going to see so much play? I don't really know. I think Assassins are probably going to be taking a break in CC for a little while because, well, Florian's back. Guardians are back. Brutes are absolutely insane. So, exactly, yeah. It's just good. It's a good card. Interesting Riptide. Yeah, I mean, like, that might be interesting, I guess. Huntsman is afraid of Florian, but Guardians I fear. I mean, Florian is effectively just a weird Guardian. Like, there's just no way. I don't know what you'd do to Florian that makes you, like, so good into that. That's a y'all conversation, though. Kick the Hornet's Nest. This is just Nasty Surprise, but in yellow. Pretty good, though. When an opponent's effect puts this into your graveyard from anywhere, you create a Confidence, Might, Toughness, and Vigor token. Kind of huge. It is a 6/3 block in yellow. So there is a world in which Tough Nut could run this. I don't think that they will, but there is a world. Oh yeah, where are y'all at? Are y'all Cuban right now? Are y'all Cuban? I was about to say, I was just like, what's happening? I was hearing like 20 people in the background when I called Shy. I was like, what the hell? Dinner Hunted in general, Aura Hate, Infinite Milling. That's fair, maybe. Unwavering Resolve is a card I have not seen yet, though. If you have no cards in your deck, this gets +4. Exactly, yeah. I love Overcrowded. It's so good. I love that card. No cards in your deck, this gets +4. If this is defended by 3 or more cards, it gets Go again. Oh, that's right. This is the 2-card 10. Yeah. This is the 2-card 10. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is a dumb card. This was made for Alexis. This card goes in your deck. This is the card. I brought this up. I brought this up to Nora. I was just like, what the hell is that? Bad last-ditch effort. I mean, I think it's like not bad if you're keeping a bunch of blues in your deck and this is your 1 red. It's like, cool, yeah, let me send 10 damage. Hello? That's fair. That's fair. I guess the point is to have more cards than your opponent. Does music sound like you're getting a massage? Probably because you are. Probably because you are, in fact, doing that. Silly. Silly, silly. I just realized that y'all tried to call me on Discord. I just looked at my Discord. I was just like, wait a minute. How long have you been trying to call me? Beat the Same Drum. Don't think that's a very great card, but you control an agility token this turn, create an agility token, and repeat for Confidence, Might, Toughness, and Vigor. It's probably good for any of the heroes that come in the set. It's probably not good for anybody else. Time flies when you're having fun. This is Plunder Run. Plunder Run is back, except this time it's Destroy an Aura Plunder Run. So it is kind of fun. Yeah. I always love hanging out with everybody. That's why I like doing live streams. It's so much better to do that. Oh, shush, Luke. You don't get to hang out with you don't get my social security number like that. I'll give you my social security number when you tell me that you booked that Airbnb. Then I gotta pay you for that. Yeah, it's not Plunder Run, but it's notably, if it's played from Arsenal, the next attack action you play this turn gets +3, and the next time an attack action card hits a hero, you may destroy an aura they control. It's pretty good. So, Bluster buff, chest puff, and look tough. Okay, cool. When this attacks, you get -1 unless you pay a resource. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I got his ass. I got his ass. I swear to God, if those prices at Airbnb go up any faster because we haven't gotten it booked, I'm gonna lose my mind. In the room full of the people who we will be rooming with right now, that you are there with right now, book that room. Book it right now. I'm talking to you, Luke. I'm talking to you, Luke Anarchy, please. Book that thing. Anyway. What the hell else? What do these things do again? Sorry, what the fuck? This is okay. 3, 8. We need to pay 1. Okay, so if you have a vigor token, this is like no losses here. I guess that's kind of fine. I was gonna pitch it. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Everybody got a generic 8 block or 8 power. You know how many popper? You just get an 8 power popper in your deck. That's crazy. 8 power. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of stuff out of the set, and I actually think that Prism is gonna struggle a lot. And I don't want her to struggle at all, but I really, really, really do not know whether or not it's going to be a comfortable time to be an illusionist with all of this happening. So, oh yeah, but that's not even anything. There's literally a whole bunch of aura hate in this set, and also everybody gets even more poppers into their deck. Like, yeah, I get 3 cards in my deck that say I can awaken a figment without soul, and then put a card in soul, and then attack with said figment. Sure. What do I do after that? You go, okay, cool. Send 13. Okay, I lose both. I lose that. I lose the angel I just flipped. And then I also don't block because I have a bunch of auras. And then you hit me and it says destroy all auras. Fuck, like I can't do anything. Like I can't do anything at all. So I don't know. It's silly. Punch above your weight. When this attacks, you may pay 3. If you do, it gets +5. Okay. I mean, it's another Liath. It's another card you can run Liath. So like pretty much anything with a dwarf on it is probably like going to be good in Liath, huh? So let's go. Let's go. It's been booked. Holy shit. He did it. He did it. Well, good thing for you, it's Friday, and it was payday today, so the last generic card is in KO with Mocking Blow and 2 blues. This? Book it. Fucking book it. Oh, Brothers in Arms got a reprint. Feisty Locals got a reprint. Right behind you. When this defends together with another card from hand, this gets +1 defense, and when you look at the you look at the top card of your deck, you may put it on the bottom. What? Yeah, we're booking stuff for Worlds, Nathan. We're trying, like, literally the last thing we need. I already have my plane booked. I just bought my registration thing today. I've already got the PTO off. I've got everything off. I just need to know the location at which we are staying and how much I owe that person. Prime the Crowd as a Liath card. Block 6, opt 1 for right behind. I mean, that's not good, right? Prime the Crowd. The next attack action you play this turn gets +4. Crowd cheers you if you're revered, boos you if you're reviled. It costs 2. Blocks 2. I mean, the block doesn't matter if you're playing in Liath, right? So, I mean, $1,000. Sorry, I have to actually go. I have to I have to get the hell out of here. I have to. Sorry, I'm no longer going to Worlds. I'm gonna go sleep in my car. Lord of Cinder. Not Lord of Cinder. Nick, did you see that? Do you ever see that person on, I don't know if they're on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, that has like a whole Lord of Cinder cosplay? That shit is freaking wild. Alexis, you have no idea. I would skip Worlds 5 years in a row if it meant that I could go to Japan once ever in my life. And I fucking mean that. So I can't. I ain't got money like that. Your boy is streaming to 14 people on YouTube right now. I got enough money to go to Worlds when it's in the state that I'm in, or when it's in the country I'm in, I should say. Prime the Crowd, Mocking Blow, KO Hero. Prime the Crowd. Okay, if it boos you, you get a Vigor token. And then the next attack you play gets +4. Mocking Blow gets another +4, so 8. But it's KO ability, so it's more? I think so. How does that work? Hold on. I gotta remember what all these cards are. Mocking Blow. When this attacks here, if you have more life than the crowd boos you, you can boot this here. Okay, so it's +4, 5. You can bring it to 6, I guess. So you bring it to 6 with KO ability. And then you play that. Well, you play that, +4 to the next thing, +4 into here, KO ability, bring it to 6, and then +8. So yeah, 14 damage? No. Yeah, 14. Math? Yes, 14 damage. I mean, I don't know. Probably not that great. It's cool, but I think it's at least a good, yeah, for limited, it's crazy. I mean, anytime you get to deal anything more than 10 damage in limited, it's like, okay, you did that. Like that was worth it. Like that's pretty good. Let's see here. And then of course, Crack Bauble, the best card in the set. Notably, as cracked as can be. This is actually a card I think you need to put in your cube, Luke. This card's good in cube. Very good cube card. Notably though, I don't know how many of these cards are actually going to be good in cube. Your cube is going to need, I mean, like Overcrowded's pretty sick. Unwavering Resolve is pretty cool. Outside of that, I have no idea. I think like a lot of the Brute cards are really good, but you don't play Brute. You'd have the Guardian cards, so you have like suspense stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, and then anyway, we move into the cards that I think a lot more people are more excited about. I mean, Cube. So Anarchy Please, one of our locals here, and also notable YouTuber, has decided to make a cube for Flesh and Blood. The cube is effectively just like a limited experience that's crafted specifically in a certain way. And it's pretty much just like all the good cards that ever come in Guardian, Ninja, Assassin, and Warrior. And no talents or anything, just the classes and the heroes that you can play. And it's just a young hero format. It's pretty cool. But yeah. So I'm sure you can get a lot of the Guardian cards in here. So I think the cube's cool. I think you're a hater. Shy likes one thing and one thing only, and it's Dromai. And I mean that. Shy likes Dromai and maybe Gravy Bones. Maybe Gravy Bones. All right, so these cards here, notably the Flick Knives reprint. Happy I called this, by the way. This is like crazy cool. Oh, also, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about just before we get into this. Notably, Prime the Crowd and Crack Bauble. There's a gap for these here. So we don't know what is between these cards, mind you. I think it's probably more Marvel treatments of things, like the Maori Pleiades and stuff. but sub 238 and sub 243. So there's 39, 40, 41, 42. So there's 4 cards, right? So we assume Marvel tokens. The Marvel tokens, I think, are actually prize wall stuff. So I don't think that they are actually in the set. Yeah. Yeah, right, Jonathan? It is good. I love Cube. We go to Worlds, all I want to do is play Blue. Well, we'll have Cube. If you want to go into World, we're going to have Cube. Can I rant about how bad the Marlin card is yet? A lot of people have been telling me it's a really good Marlin card for what it's worth, but... Actual famous YouTuber, sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. I get it. This is the threat. You're doing it while I'm live. You can catch me. I will. I will send you that money right now. After I'm done. So, Flick Knives. Obviously, good reprint, right? We need that to happen. Notably, happy I called it when I saw the art initially. I was like, there's no way that's not Flick Knives. And then it was. So, cool for us. Hunter or Hunted. Pretty good card for Arachne. But, of course, I don't know that they literally made this card, right? This 3-cost 4-block D-React in the same set that they made Authority of Ataya. So keep that in mind for what it's worth. Then Tempest Palm Gustwave, sure, right? I don't know. Josiah, is this card good? Like, is this good? Yes, I am. I am going to Philly. And so is everybody else. Everybody's going to Philly. Philly. Just trying to buy my Flick Knife. She's welcome. Listen, I would if I haven't, for the record, I have my first mat that I got from LSS, my Scarf for a Scarf mat, which I will keep forever. And then I also have a mat coming in, I think probably tomorrow, from LSS regarding my spoiler. So pretty cool. I'm just trying. No, Luke, no, stop. You can talk about the new gear Shiana get. Yeah, you're right. Shiana's new gear, all the golden Galea stuff. This is crazy good. Turns out. No, 0-5 is great. I think it's good. And notably, it's a Gust Wave card. So all the cards that care about, I think to, what was it? Chad's point in the Colorado Discord, there's like 1 million Gust Wave cards, but there's only like a couple Surging Strike cards. So there needs to be more cards that are actively named as Surging Strike, and that will help a lot. So yeah, this Clash armor is insane, but like even still, like Clash it just doesn't make any sense. It's definitely going in Shiana in Clash, that's for sure. She'll use this shit. That's crazy. Yeah, exactly. I did. You know, it's funny. I actually reached out to Talishar to see why there isn't a Project Blue like format yet on Talishar. And quite literally, the response I got back was, we just don't want to make like a testing environment that might not be effective towards like the growth of it, because when it comes out, it can effectively just like change everything. So they're like, we're going to wait until it comes out exactly. And I'm like, okay, sure, that works. Did you? I think we all did. I think we all were just like, we need to find a way to get this stuff on Talishar. Best case, you go Edge, Surging Strike, Palm for 3, card 11 into Bonds or Retrace. Yeah. I mean, it's got its place, you know, which is good. And at least as long as it's able to be utilized in that same vein, you're able to at least Chainlink 3 or higher, get the go again and go a little bit wider. So yeah, a lot of my Clash stuff had moved over to PB. We're actually doing PB night stuff tomorrow. I have to get some decks together for some people too. But yeah, a lot of my PB stuff has changed over. I have not I haven't built a Clash deck in a little while, but I don't know. Not too much has like changed outside of like the new specializations. So yeah. So okay, let's talk about these. Beat of the Iron Song. This card is absolutely fucking insane. Beat of the Iron Song is the craziest Dawnblade. This is the most text I've ever seen on a warrior card a day in my life. This is nuts. This is cool. This is just like, yeah, cool, ton of value, right? X+1, where X is the number of +1 counters on an attacking Dawnblade. Notably, blue block 3 attack reaction for 0. Huge, right? Literally the best. Dude, Jonathan, this card's so good. It's so good. X+1, where X is the number of +1 counters on attacking Dawnblade. Target Dawnblade gets attack gets +1. Target Dawnblade attack gets go again. Cards defending target Dawnblade can't gain power, or can't gain defense. Damage target Dawnblade attack would deal can't be prevented. Yeah, literally at its worst, you get go again on it. At its best, you get an additional point of value to go into breakpoints. It gets go again. You can't pump up defense cards. You can't do things like freaking, I don't know, what's that one card? Rally the Rear Guard, or reinforce the line, or anything on there. And then damage Dawnblade attack would deal can't be prevented. So you can't do things like Oasis Respite or anything of the sort there. Like, it's pretty good. So, and it's also, I guess theoretically you can choose X+1, where X is the number of +1 counters to target. Can you choose the same thing twice? It doesn't say you can do. You can't choose the same thing twice, right? Oh, it's also notably X+1. So literally, if you have one counter on it, like, you still get 2 once. Okay, so. Well, right. I mean, yeah. I guess I just more so like I wanted to know whether or not, like, if it's X, if you have 1+1, you can get, you know, +2 on your Dawnblade to keep your counters, maybe, or something of the sort there. Right. It should only be 1. You know, we'll wait for the further results there. Blood Follows Blade, though, if you're a Kasai player, this card is so cool. My love for Draconic, more specifically, my love for Volkor or Volkai and Drakai lore heroes. I've always had like an inkling of like, if I was to play warrior, I would like to play Kasai. Even though Fang is cool, but I think Kasai just like, Kasai's not a cop, so you know, it works out there. But Kasai getting allies was really cool to see, because I was like, oh, cool, allies, right? They're able to make mercenaries. It might not be super easy to do, but it is a thing that they're able to do. And now looking at this attack reaction, I'm like, are you actually kidding me? It's a guaranteed go again, and when it hits, you create a sellsword token. What? What in the world is that? Like, that's huge. So this is, I mean, this is obviously a 3 of in the deck at all times. That's really good. A lot of value there. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is such value. Holy crap. So good. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to spend any gold. You don't need to have gold at all. You literally just need to hit. And especially if you have a lot of gravy players in your local area, wow. Exactly. Like being able to just make one, right? You don't have to, you know, follow some crazy different strategy of like, oh, I have to stack my gold, and then once my gold's stacked up, I can play the thing and do the stuff, yada yada. But instead, you just get to go, oh, cool, make a guy. And oh, did my opponent not kill the guy? Okay, cool. I just get to keep utilizing that, and then I can Blood Follows Blade again, make another guy, continue this train. Like it's almost better to run this than Raise an Army. Like I do genuinely think like this card replaces Raise an Army. because this guarantees you a sellsword. Raise an army blocks for 3. So yeah. Raise an army. Does it really still have a spot? I mean, like, for why? Like, yeah, you're gonna be able to make gold, but like, you literally an ally a turn. If you're going against a guardian, this is just like night and day. I don't know. I don't know enough about Kasai. I don't play warrior, so. Raise an army for endgame. Yeah, I guess if you're like keeping the gold around enough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, notably, if you're able to make like 4 sellswords, right? If you're able to make 4 sellswords, you're in a huge spot. But you have to get there, right? All right. Adaptive Alpha Mold. This card's bad, right? It's just a battle worn 1 equipped to any equipment zone. It's a base. Battle worn 1. I don't like that this follows like essentially the same schema as the adaptive plating, because it just like does not like do anything. It also looks the same as adaptive plating. So like you're going to be looking at adaptive plating and alpha mold and be like, which one's what? So unfortunate, but that's okay. Backspin thrust. Puffin lovers love this card. They could take anything, right? Puffin lovers will take anything out of this, so that's not bad. That's pretty good. Did I miss anything? I didn't miss anything, right? Okay. Backspin thrust, pretty good. Hit the gas. I have word from our local Tanner. If you do not know who Tanner is, and you are in the Max Discord for Purple Discord, you know who Tanner is. Tanner does not like this card. Tanner almost had an aneurysm being so excited about this card when it was first spoiled, well, leaked really, and proceeded to only read like the first half of the card, and then didn't read the rest of it and realized there was no go again on the card. So it's not good. It does nothing. So Tanner has been crashing out pretty much for like ever since this card was released, because Max continues to get bad hyperdriver related cards instead of good cards like High Octane back. New Horizon getting a reprint, pretty cool. Did not expect a New Horizon reprint because I don't think any Ranger besides maybe Riptide is playing New Horizon, if I'm correct. Yeah, it gets you AP, but like you have to have that many, like you have to have that many what do you call it? Hyperdrivers that you banish, right? And so it doesn't end up working well. Riptide use New Horizons, okay. Yeah, I definitely think that with New Horizons being this way, I think that is the tell. If I'm going to be honest, right? I think that New Horizons reprint here is letting me know that we are going to get another low power, go wide Ranger in maybe the next set, maybe the set after. You know, I think the rumor that we have currently, and I'm inclined to believe it. I would suck to see it so quickly though, because I feel like there's so much other things we can explore. But Monarch 3 is going to happen next set, and then after that is going to be a Volthaven set, which is going to be lightning and ice. So Rosetta is earth and lightning because those are the Rosetta things, but Volthaven is going to, so I guess theoretically it was like Candlehold, right? Candlehold set. This is going to be the Volthaven set after, which is going to be lightning and ice back. I don't know if that's going to actually be the case, but we'll see. So I've given up on Marlin. Riptide currently is a viable B tier aggro ranger. Yeah. I mean, Ice Ranger coming back will probably be fine. Notably, I don't think Ice Ranger was ever the problem, right? I think that it was... Ice Ranger was never a problem. It was definitely Voltaire being a weapon in the game Flesh and Blood TCG is why Lexi was so crazy. There hasn't been a non-aggro ranger, full stop. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's the whole thing. Well, yeah, I was about to say, like Fatigue. I was like, Fatigue Riptide is a pretty not aggro ranger, right? So I think it's just their aggro version is better. Just don't reprint Voltaire. Well, Voltaire is tied specifically to Lexi, so if I recall correctly. So with Lexi not being in the format anymore and Voltaire going with her, she'll need to get a new weapon. So, but if you gave her like Shiver, you know, let her play Shiver. Shiver's a fine card. Let her play Death. Well, you can't play Death Dealer. Let her play Shiver. Put her on Redliner. You know, what the hell? Right? Why not? Why the hell not? Mage Hunter Arrow. Pretty cool. Kind of funny that it's like we're at the point now where we're making specific hate for things, right? Most of this set was just like Guardian and Brute hate. And then it was like, oh, by the way, fuck Runeblade and Wizard specifically with this card. But notably, you just destroy an aura, a aura. Okay, so like you destroy like Looming Doom, maybe? I don't know. This is just crazy. But it also is kind of cool because like you can prevent damage with this. So it's like if your opponent's coming in with a bunch of damage and this is face up, you're just like, cool. Yeah, like you can kill Tree for sure, but like I don't know. I feel like you have more problems happening there than killing Tree. But it comes in for the same rate every other arrow does, so it's not like it's anything new. It's the 1 for 5 blocks 3. I don't know. It's just it allows you to prevent stuff more. And then of course take the bait, right? Take the bait. This card's kind of cool. Notably, very fun Riptide specialization, in which you quite literally just get to go, okay, cool. Put a card on the top of my deck, and then you make a bait token under your opponent's control, right? Then you quite literally just get to go, okay, cool. Pass over to my opponent. My opponent then gets to go, do I pass my turn and attack for 0? Or do I attack react to do something else to turn on all of the traps? Because notably, Riptide can just use this, get collapsing traps at the top of his deck, and then bait. You can swing bait and then go, okay, yeah, cool, attack reaction, +1, go again. It's like, cool, collapsing trap, die. Like, pretty cool. And Port State didn't exist. Yes, it is good. It is good only specifically because it is, I mean, it's good into most heroes that they're playing against. You know what a card is that's kind of bad? Parched fucking Terrain. This card is ass. Why does this card cost 1? Notably, let me talk a little bit about Draconic stuff for a second here. What the fuck is that? Why does it cost 1? Why is it a Draconic instant aura? What does it matter that your heroes gain life? It shouldn't matter anyway. You're an aggro deck. Just kill them. And then at the beginning of your end phase, put a stand counter and stuff. Like, I think this is genuinely the only time this is valuable is you see your Verdant's opponent attempt to kill the shit out of you. And you go, Parched Terrain? Like, cool. Awesome. Like, exactly. Like, exactly, Top. It costs 1. This should cost 0. This should be a combat trick that you can keep in your hand and that you can play in response to your Fang thing. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think this is I think it was like, cool, okay, play you know, attack with Obsidian Firevein. Bam. Okay, cool. Parched terrain, right? I dodge you, right? It comes in for 2 go again now. Like, but like you don't want to pay a whole card for that. I don't know. It's just not good. I don't like it. Anyway, Felling and Plow Under got a reprint. Huge value. Glad I didn't buy my Felling of the Crowns yet. I'm really hoping this is going to go down in price significantly. Art isn't different. It's going to be the same art. It's just going to be a non-foil, I'm certain. So that's cool, right? More non-foil Fellings. I wonder if this is them being like, oh yeah, we did really like low print our Rosetta set. So like, let's put these in here too. They're so good and new. I think it's great. This doesn't help Fang into Verdance. Need like aura that says Scour doesn't exist. It's true, right? Channel Tranquil Domain. I don't know how good this card is. It's an Earth aura, so I'm gonna have to get it. But it doesn't look like it's gonna see a lot of play because it costs 3. It's a yellow. I think the only thing good about this card is that it blocks 3 and is an Earth card. Am I correct in my assumption of why this card is the way it is? He's literally booking it. Yeah, I don't know. It seems odd. Enters the arena and leaves, and at the start of your action phase, put another target aura on the bottom of its owner's deck. So this was for Enigma? Yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, kind of cool, right? I don't know. An aura? What am I like thinking like an aura that's like really good to have around? Is Ring of Roses an aura? That's an item, right? I mean, you know, target aura, theoretically, this is also Prism Hate, right? Yeah, you can put ALS to the bottom of the deck. It's just the fucking stupid. Merciful to the bottom, Genesis to the bottom. Yeah. You can put this fucking Parched Terrain to the bottom of the deck. The Earth Hero literally got the response. It's like, oh, cool. Yeah, by the way, I'm just going to play this other Earth card. Yeah, I'll get that out of here. Blowing it up with cut through shot always. Yeah, right. For fucking real. Light Up Leaves, just a super good Earth Wizard card. This is just everything every wizard has wanted. Outside of the fact that it doesn't decompose, this is like Verdant's favorite card. Very good. Angelic Attendant, very good, I think. But notably, the issue that I have moving in now is that I think that Prism is pretty stocked really into just doing the aura plan now and can't really afford to do anything else. So I think adding in more auras to the deck and really just trying to like push through the speed of aura generation is going to be the key thing, especially since we can now flip heralds at will here like this. Yeah, but I don't know. That Battlefield Beacon helps fix Bolton. I wonder if that's true. I don't think Beacon does anything, honestly. I mean, you get to create a Toughness, Vigor, or Courage token. Courage token is like the best thing that you can do. But again, I think the time this really only shines is like, you know what? You choose like a Courage token, right? You can choose the same mode up to 3 times. So 1 for each card you've banished from your soul. You attack with Celestial Cataclysm, right? Cataclysm banishes 3 cards, so you can play this and then attack for 3, and then you can make like 3 courage tokens, like, or 2 courage tokens and a vigor, right? So yeah, getting into a flip without soul, it is huge. I mean, it is very, very huge. But notably, like, do you run that in the Herald plan? I guess I don't know. It is really good in the Aura plan though, because again, it's a card that gets put in your soul, and so because it's a card that gets put in your soul, playing this allows Vestige to turn on. So I do think that this just like initiates a huge Vestige play. You could probably just like take out 3 red heralds for this and be fine. Y'all see this freaking ally that Gravy Bones didn't need at all? What the hell is up with that? What the hell is this? Yeah, no, it is a good strong card. Hey, listen, Marvel Prism is in the gem packs, the new gem pack 3. So I'm already set. I'm getting a lot of stuff for Brute, but that's only if I ever get like brain fog and I don't want to play Prism. But I'm probably playing Prism for a long while. So yeah, we didn't exactly, Alexis. What the hell? Literally, this is insane. Like, Gallo is so crazy. Yeah, Jonathan, did you not hear? Marvel Prism Awakener of Soul in Gem Pack 3. That's what the Marvel hero is. There's also Cold Foil Malefic Incantations, with the Vinset players, we get to love that shit. A bunch of Cold Foil other stuff. You get Cold Foil, what do you call it? Backup Protocol Reds. There's also Rampart of the Ram's Head is in the Gem Pack 3. That's kind of crazy. And Alt Art Rampart Ram's Head. Can't convert me, Bob. Dude, Topple, I'm telling you, it is. You know what? I'll just show you. I'll just show you. There it is. Look at that shit. That is, John, do you see that shit? Do you see that shit? That looks so fucking good. Oh my God, that's so good. Oh my God. You're gonna have to trade in the Cold Foil. I don't know what to tell you. This is so good. That's why I didn't want to buy Cold Foil Vincent, is because I was just like, I know they're gonna come out with a fucking Marvel. It's only a matter of time. This is, oh my God, the fact that this is in this set is crazy. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna pull this soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. That's coming to me. That's a gem pack pick right there. That's a gem pack. The Gem Pack 3 Savage Dash is cool. I do like that it's EA. I don't think I like the art more than I like the other one though. So I don't know. Oh, I know. I just got my stuff in too. My footsteps. This is gonna look so good with that. Oh. God, I love this card so much. Prism! What the hell? That's cool. Anywho, Gallo, you remember this fucking card? Remember we were just talking about this? Pay 1. It costs 3, right? Notably, easy to do in a deck full of blues. Only has 3 life. That's fine. Comes in for 4. Pay 1, tap, attack. Instant, discard a card with Watery Grave until the end of turn. Effects controlled by opponents don't trigger when their attacks hit. What in the hell are you talking about? This just says, yeah, you know, we had too much of an issue with assassins specifically focusing face and nothing else. And so we just figured we'd make it really fucking hard for them to do anything at all by making a new 3 of ally that just says, oh, you're on hit? Discard. Oh, and notably, not the next effect that deals damage doesn't get its effect until the end of turn. This is... Isn't there like a card that exists like this already? It's quite literally like... Like, this literally says, okay, cool. Now, like, when heralds hit freaking... when heralds hit allies, they don't go to soul. When assassins attack face to try and rip cards from your opponent's hand, they don't get their on-hit effects. Bonds is dead. Bonds is dead, and this thing is here. What? Are you kidding me? Are you shitting my whole dick? This is crazy. This card is so good. It's actually genuinely, with the fact that they only lost Tipple and kept blue Tipple. They only lost red and yellow Tipple, then got blue. They kept blue Tipple. Everything else is the same. And now they're just like, cool, yeah, so we'll just replace the yellow Tipple with 3 more allies. And then we'll replace the reds with, like, oh, I don't know, Swiftwater Sloop? Sure. Okay. Come on. So, but I notably don't think he's bad. I don't think he's that terrifying of a hero. But this is just another kill on sight thing. Sucks. Hate it. Luckily, it costs 3 and then 1 in order for you to attack with it. So you need to have a blue and then dead threads to swing if you're trying to attack for 4. So notably, the power isn't as great. All right, Alexis, so we're talking about catch of the day now. Next arrow attack this turn gets +2. If a go fish effect would trigger this turn instead of triggers twice. Go again. 0 cost. Block 3. Blue. So any problems and only provides minor upside. Sure, it's a blue block 3, but it only is useful in a 5-card hand and has 3 blues, in which case you would prefer to be a red pump. In addition, the upside doesn't matter unless you're firing the 2 of 5 harpoons that matter, which is very unreliable. The 2 issues with Marlin are 1, gold generation, this does nothing, and 3 or 4 card. I love that you had like a citation ready for when 3 or 4 card hands that do anything. She still does nothing with less than 4 to 5 cards. It increases her reliability a little bit by a blue buff, but your cost curve is already so far on the edge that 4 to 5 that times you draw this card, you pitch it. When it does hit 3 out of 5 times, you're going to look at their hand and discard nothing twice. Yeah, I think notably with the only good go fish effects in the deck, truly, well, there's 3 go fish effects. There's Redfin Harpoon, King Shark, and King Kraken, right? Those are like the 3 that actually matter. It's not a bad thing to pitch stack for endgame, but more notably, you want to keep the pressure on at all times. And I think really what this is this just says, okay, cool. Out of the 1 card I have to have this card in my arsenal, 4 cards in hand. But notably, you need your whole hand, and you don't have any gold generation. This doesn't make you any more gold. Well, I guess truthfully it does if you hit twice, right? Because if you hit with King Kraken Harpoon and they still have 2 attack actions in their hand, you then discard both those attack actions and get 2 gold, which is better than what it was previously. But you need to, of course, line this up, right? And lining it up is always the hardest part because the thing that I've seen with Marlin is that Marlin has the ability to really snowball, right? If she can start ripping cards from your hand turn 1, she's really good, and continues to put on that pressure on a regular basis by sending, you know, 10 overpower, 10 overpower, 12 overpower, 10 overpower. Like, she's got nuts numbers. But the second she bricks, or the second she gets disrupted and has a 3-card hand or a 2-card hand, unless that 2-card hand is play 3 of a kind, like, that's why 3 of a kind is so good in the deck. Not because drawing all of these additional cards is like the best thing in the world, but it's because she needs all of these cards in order for her to actually fire off an overpowered arrow for 10. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's up, Joshua? Honest Azalea replacement, which is not how I like to play Ranger. Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a world in which maybe, like, no, because then you just play Riptide. Riptide just does it better. It definitely is far more like Azalea focused as the go tall deck. But I think overall it does the job. That's what it's supposed to do. So, Painful Passage. I had a talk with Dan. If you're part of the Vincent Discord, you know who Dan is. And Dan said he'd cut attacks for this. He's going to cut Rav Rabbles for this thing. I think that's fine. This is a pretty good card. Like, I think this is really, really good for what it's worth. It being a Shadow Runeblade action with Go Again is enough to warrant running 3 of them all the time forever. And it costs 0. I do genuinely believe that this is a huge upgrade to Vincent. Is it going to be the thing that brings her from B tier to A tier? No. No, it is not. And the reason being is because you still have a whole bunch of people in the meta who just run a bunch of blues. As long as your opponent runs blues, you're fucked. Just no ways around it. It's hard for you to set up, get that full suite. I'm just happy that what this does is it allows you to choose +3 or Go Again. But notably, the attack you banish has to be the thing that has it. So Vincent's still hard to play too. It's not even so much that she's hard to play, right? So as somebody who has played a lot of Vincent, right? What Vincent does is she presents really awkward patterns of play, because this is quite literally just, okay, cool, get this set up, send it, you know, send get all these rune chants set up all these auras, and then swing something from your banish zone for free for like 6 power. If either hero gets hurt, something happens, right? The issue that happens is that if your opponent knows even like, I don't know, 25% of what Vincent does, I would say maybe 50% of what Vincent does. If they have a general idea about how to play into if they know what the good Runeblade cards are, Vincent crumbles to most heroes who run blues. And that's it. Like, I wonder if Vincent's decent. She is really decent at PP. I just play Pummel Vincent. She's so good. Exactly like how you played in Clash. She's really good. But like Painful Passage, it helps, right? It helps bump up another +3 or give Go Again, right? So theoretically, what you can do is you can play Painful Passage, banish a card, play that card, play another card after it to give another thing go again, play that card if you have the rune chant generation, so on and so forth. Luckily, Painful Passage, right? 3 rune chants, play Painful, banish Deathly Whale Red, give it go again. Or give it +3, right? You have +3, have it come in for 9, use creepers, get another card, or play like Bounding Demagon, or not Bounding, Beseech the Demagon. Don't pay for Vincent ability. Break the Chain, attack with Phantom or Widespread Ruin for 9 again. So you're sending 18 plus the 5 rune chants. So you're sending 23, right? Which is good. Notably, like fucking 5 card 23 is not terrible. But if your opponent knows how to block, you just kind of die. If your opponent is a Verdance, you just kind of die. So, does Snag stop the aura plus attack? Because I don't think it does. Stop the aura plus attack? No. Snag is effects from its own ability. So, if you attack with if that attack gains power from itself or from an attack action that gives it power, or attack reaction, I should say, that gives it power, it drops it. All right, that's the only time it does. But if the effect is you play a card that says your next attack gets +9, and then you attack with the card, that does not reduce the snag value. So, Palm of Vin in general, blue-based BS shenanigans is fun for her. We really need Painful Passage, and we can really do some simple shit like not paying ourselves with Deathly Whale and Agony. Yeah. And like, I think the Vincent game is fine. And don't get me wrong, I'm getting 3 copies of Painful Passage, and I'm putting them in Vincent. I'd like to give her a shot again. But like, God, I just need to I need to know what our setup looks like. And notably what I cut from my own deck, because it's a lot. So, and try to snag the range. Yeah, yep. It's mainly for. It was used a lot in Bonds of Agony, because Bonds of Agony, quite literally, you would attack with Bonds of Agony, right? You do get 3 reactions. It would pump itself up by 3, and then also all the pumps from the attack reactions would pump it up by that number. And so snag would just say go back down to 1, right? But if you played a Orb Weaver Spinneret before you played Bonds of Agony always came in for 4. And even if you snagged it, it would still come in for 4. So you'd still have to block 4 and then snag it over that. So yeah. Then of course, yeah. So anyway, we're talking about Snag. Snag's a good I think it's a good reprint. It's fine to see this in here. I'm happy to see that it got a reprint because it was spiking pretty freaking hard. And notably is a really good card to have into Assassins. So always a good one there. Warmonger's Diplomacy also getting a reprint. Very good. Very happy for this. The card was like really expensive. I'm sad that I have the old copies of the card because I think I actually like this copy better. I like the art on this one better. So, but it's got women in armor. So with the, the fuck, like, yeah, of course I want that shit. So it is pretty good. I like this a lot. Can joke about some of the most disgusting cards that decided to print like Short Shrift. Yeah. Short Shrift's pretty good. Yeah, notably it does not work on weapons, right? So attack action cards can't gain power from their own effects or the effects of attack reaction cards this turn. So attack actions. So you can use attack reactions on Dawnblade and it'd be fine. But if you're using something like Justinic it effectively negates the Justinic pump. But what it does, also notably, it gets rid of the power that is being pumped up on these things. What it does not do is get rid of the on hit. So if you do happen to find a way around snag, like playing something like Shred or T-Toxin or something of the sort, and you hit, you still get all the on hits of the attack reactions that you put onto your attack, just without the power, right? So there's ways to get around it. And then I'm assuming these are all cold foil. Tiara, Suspense, Virtuoso Bodice, Attention Grabbers, and Boots of the board, because they are in the Armory deck. So yeah, Pleiades looks fun. Yeah, Pleiades definitely does look fun. Like, Pleiades is a lot of fun. I am gonna pick up our Armory deck probably just because it's a good out of the box experience deck for sure. So yeah, but pretty good. Notably, what do we get to play? Word on the street is you can play Boots to the board on Tough Nut. When this defends, you can pay 3, create that many toughness tokens. Temper 2. I mean, it's not Scabskins. I'd much rather play Scabskins, but it is what it is. I wonder what they're going to do about just Slippy. I think they're just going to make more Chaos cards. At least that's a hope. I hope they're going to make more Chaos cards. But if they don't end up making more Chaos cards, then it's probably just going to be like, I mean, they're certainly not reprinting Bonds. They may put like Persuasive in there. Might not be terrible. Just not the chest. Yeah. I mean, you'd probably play what? You'd probably play Tunic, if I were to guess. Yeah. Kiss of Death or Bite build. Could be. Kiss of Death Bite, that sounds about right. Oh, wow. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. That's right. 4-cost auras. Yeah. You're going to want that. Yeah. Boots is a temper too. But this is really good Boots, but notably not Guardian equipment. It's only Revered equipment. So unfortunately, not all Guardians get to use this, because this would have been really good for all Guardians. But unfortunately, not the case. Yeah, I'm definitely very happy with how the Armory decks are turning out for these, because I do think the Armory decks are really, they have a level of power in which I'm like happy seeing enough of to where it's just like, okay, cool, this makes sense to continue. You know, you're able to play it out of the box. You're not really worried too much about what do you call it? What the hell? You're not worried about them being like too underpowered, I guess. But they're still powerful enough, I think. So please can go longer. The longer you go, the more you can set up your dumb tower turn. Yeah. Brute was rumored to be good at limited. Brute was definitely good at limited. I think Pleiades was also good at limited too. What the hell? Lupine Fiasco went 8-0 with KO underhanded cheat. So, oh man. But how long can you beat your aggro opponent without disrupting your... Yeah. I don't know. Again, I think like notably it's gonna be, obviously it's a new meta, right? 4 new heroes are entering the fray. And this is probably going to be one of those situations where we're going to either see whether or not the stuff that Pleiades got is what's going to make her the most powerful out of all the heroes, or if the cards inside the set are just like way more tuned to a different hero. Gotta say, the fact that KO Armed and Dangerous is getting access to any of this shit is insane. Like, I genuinely cannot believe that it's so many of these cards are going to Brute. Like, Rhinar loves all these. Rhinar loves this card, Strongest Survive. It's so good. All these zero cost pumps, all these regular ass fucking cards. Like, oh my god, it's just good. Like, I think this is really where a lot of the deck is going to shine. But things are, you know, obviously with things changing all the time, Brutes and Guardians might not even be like top of the meta still, right? This might not be enough. Lyeth also notably, Lyeth getting a whole bunch of like weird, crazy shit that he gets to do. Is Lyeth going to be good? Well, I mean, if he blocks poorly 75% of the game, he probably is not. But if he gets to send, you know, 14 with on-hit, 14 with Intimidate 3 times, like, at some point you're just going to kind of take damage and die. So but I don't know. I do think notably though that like the more I'm looking at a lot of these other cards, this is just like literally some of the most beautiful shit I've ever seen in my life. Can we just like take a moment? How do I zoom into this? Can I zoom in? Like, what? Thomas Rasuge. Look at that shit. That's so cool. Right? I bet they come in EA. There's no way they don't come in EA. Tough Nut reminded me of my Briar PTSD. Tough Nut did? That's crazy. The hell? How did Tough Nut remind you of that? But I think notably something that I'm just going to try and do is I'm going to try playing Tough Nut to the best of my ability. Just because like I'm like Jaws of Victory is so good. Old Leather and Vim is good. Good Natured Brutality is good. Freaking this old favorite and Never Give Up combo is really awesome. Good Clean Fight's good. Crowd Goes Wild is good. Like, theoretically, we could make like an entire fucking deck on this. Like, Dig In's good. You know, Rapturous Applause if we really wanted it to, and then Heroic Grid if we're trying to get crazy with it. And then, of course, we can just play a bunch of, like, I think that Brute Tough Nut is definitely going to be a cool. If I decided to not block, I got to keep my whole hand, and my hand is send big damage. It's not going to be go again. So you're probably not going to be playing cards like Buck Wild or Flex Speed or any of that stuff there. But you're probably going to be playing stuff with like Rough Up, right? Or, I mean, Unexpected Backhand isn't even a terrible card to have in there. Vigorous Smash Up is pretty good. So, I don't know. But just know that if any of you are going to Worlds, I'm going to be going to Worlds. So, with me going to Worlds, if you ended up getting any Visit the Boneyards, I'll sign them. Because that was my spoiler card, and I like that card. I'm going to find a way to try and run it, and hopefully it's good. But we'll see if that actually ends up being, like, the case for it. So, but yeah. That's the set. That's pretty much everything for right now. I don't have too much else. It's midnight. I am going to try to go to bed, and then I'm going to get up tomorrow, and I'm going to build some Project Blue decks for our Project Blue night tomorrow. And then it's just more video making and stuff for the week. So yeah, lots of awesome stuff that we learned today. Of course, all the gem pack stuff is really awesome. Super Slam is just like crazy cool. Dumb question, there's only cold foil for Authority? I don't know. Let me actually check. I'm sure they have it on the site. No, there's a rainbow foil. It does say on the Flesh and Blood website there is a rainbow foil. So there should be a rainbow foil and a cold foil of Authority of Ataya. But yeah, Worlds is gonna be super sick. I'm super excited for that. What else? I'm gonna spend all weekend making a ton of content because I've just been super busy at work and I have not been able to actually like sit down and do it. Which is why I'm happy I get to do these live streams every now and again, because it's effectively the same concept, right? And I get to talk with y'all live, which is awesome. But if you want to see more live streams, right, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you like today's live stream, you can subscribe, or if you like today's live stream, you can like the live stream, whatever the hell. It was great to hang out with so many people here. Alexis, it was awesome to talk to you again. I hope that Japan is treating you well, and I hope at some point we get to jam some games in the Flesh and Blood very, very soon. So that would be very awesome to me. But yeah, it's been a blast. I'm happy we got to kind of talk over everything with Super Slam. I think that from a CC standpoint, the set seems pretty powerful. I do think Brutes got more powerful things than Guardians did. No bias. I just genuinely think they did. But I'm curious to see what Lyeth can do as far as being a hero in the game. If he ends up crumbling to himself, I'm curious to see if Tough Nut, the loss of the intellect, is going to be worth doing anything with him. Or if KO Armed and Dangerous is just going to be the best deck in format for a little while, because the amount of power it can eke out is just like kind of insane. So with that being said, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff. I'll probably do some Project Blue stuff once I kind of get a little bit more situated with the new cards and kind of make a new deck and stuff like that. So, but I'd be very curious to see how these decks turn out in Project Blue. I'm probably not going to try them in Commoner. I think they're probably not enough in Commoner, but I might try like KO Armed and Dangerous in Commoner. That might not be too bad, but regardless, anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and I hope you all continue to have fun in the Flesh and Blood. And I will see all of you wonderful, wonderful Ashwings in another live stream. Maybe I'll live stream sometime this weekend. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But anyway, take care, everyone. I love your faces. We'll see you later. Bye.